individual
This guy's stupid.
Actually committed anything. They should have to look into it and see if that individual actually did commit the crime instead of assuming that they.
Not him, the other guy.
Committed the crime.
Sure, but I still don't understand how changing any wording of a law, anything, is going to make this different. A police officer is still going to arrive on scene, and they're automatically going to be more hostile to the men because the bias is that men are more aggressive.
And you said biases, and that unless there's a reason there to assume that once you get there, you shouldn't be acting on that.
Oh, should they be acting on it? Of course not. They shouldn't. But cops shouldn't do a lot of things.
But that's the thing.
People shouldn't do a lot of things. Like, can you really blame me, right? Like, you blame me for locking my car door when I roll through a neighborhood.
No, it's your prerogative.
Why don't you blame me?
Because that's how you feel. You feel you need to lock your door.
It's a pattern, right? So,
yeah, moving on to Lou. Lou, go ahead when you're ready.
How the hell did it do that? Broke. Fucking the stream broke. What the hell, man? Yeah. Share. Discord. Send you fucker. Send you fucker.
Send you fucker. Send you fucker. Let me finish my answer. If you're going to come from it from a biblical worldview and you're saying that's going to be the way, then that's a different story. But legally, in where we live now and how the times that we live now, we know that no means no. And, you should respect it. And why would you, the question is, why would you want to be intimate with somebody that doesn't want to be intimate with you? And why would you want to force yourself on this?
Why? See, he's asking a stupid question again. Why would you want to do that? Whether or not somebody would want to do something, or why somebody would or wouldn't do something, doesn't fucking. It's a moot point. This guy's so dumb, dude.
It doesn't want to be in that with you. It's a question.
It's irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant. These people are bad at debate.
I don't know why you pulled me up. I just came to drop something.
Can I call this thing? This guy's stupid.
Get the fuck out of here. Well, I don't know. You pop in, and I think maybe there's something important. I don't fucking know. Yeah, we're still waiting on Ben. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I think he said he's going to go get some cigarettes or some shit.
Wait, I can't move. Oh.
Other people popping back
question, bro. We already had you through.
That's not how any of this works.
No, why are you acting like we're the unreasonable ones, dude? Like, we have to be respectful to the other callers who are there. We can't just bring in people for random. I understand that there's a lot of panel shows that maybe don't have a ton of callers, but this one gets a lot of callers. So, when we get to the Q&A section, so what I can do. Well, I can't even do super because
Questions for Ben?
yeah.
Just come on, Ben. What are you doing, bud? You get your big break to come on the Crucible again, and this is how you treat us.
Well, I mean, if you had to go get cigarettes or take a leak, that's fine.
Isn't there a second person there that can go get cigarettes? I got a feeling he's not coming back.
Well, I mean, I don't really give a shit, right? Like, I don't fucking care. So I don't fucking care.
Do you got any new tunes you made, Andrew?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna play them here. We're in the middle of a fucking live debate. You know what I mean? Like, we're in the middle of a fucking live debate with two interlocutors, and they're supposed to be, taking on callers right now. I understand going taking a leak real quick, something like that, but
Maybe it's a number two.
yeah. I think there he is. I think he's back now. So mystery pop off.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, dude. Go ahead. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's not a big deal, but go ahead, Lou, with your question.
All right, Ben. From a legal perspective, should marital SA be a thing? I mean, in extreme cases, yeah.
What a scumbag, dude.
I just don't think a man would do that. Like,
What?
okay. And so my second. A lot of times that's used to say like non-consensual sexual activity. I don't think that should be a problem. But like, if someone's in a coma. Yeah. Okay. So my second question, I would like Glenn to answer first, and then you, Ben. From a legal perspective, should forced envelopment be included in SA? I am not familiar with that term, envelopment.
Does that mean a chick rides you without your consent, bro?
Essentially, but more than that.
What the fuck does it mean? What does it mean?
Yeah. Well, you can envelop with more than just the gender.
Oh, okay, I see. Gotcha. So like, wake up, and she's giving you head. You're like that. Okay, gotcha. Who's
Yeah, if someone was unwilling, party was unwilling, forced, yeah. Okay, thank you. Then? Yeah. Okay. She might be ugly. So, this means the woman can rape them. Sorry, SA the man in a marriage. It is possible. Yeah. If sexual abuse is possible in a marriage, yes, I believe that's true. I don't know if I'm comfortable.
been fucking essayed so many times, then dude, it's ridiculous.
Same here.
Kidding. Anyway, all right. Lou, did you have anything else?
Fire up the CBD Chambers boys. We're turning them into fucking crystals.
Turn them into crystals. All right. Yovan.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
First of all, man, Andrew, great channel, great growth. Thanks for what you're doing for everybody.
Happy to do it.
For doing the debate, man. I gotta agree with Rachel, man. I mean, I agree a lot with Ben, just like the worst person in the world to pick the position. But I think you guys actually agree upon a lot more than you guys think. I think you guys just didn't get along and just decided to go ad hominem and just started attacking each other without really listening. Glenn, really quick, my question. What clearly is your position? Do you believe in domestic violence laws, or should they just not exist at all? And if so, what? Because I heard position the last point of the debate where he said it should be protecting the least powerful person. If you do train, if you're at a gym, you know there's always a least powerful person. It's never equal. So what's your position on if there should be any laws besides the ones that we already have for battery, assault, etc.?
So my position is that that the laws that we have, like domestic violence laws, it has to do with people in the home under your care, right? And
Obviously, that differentiate by people in the street. So what is the location, whether that be a spouse or not? Besides the laws that your wife can't testify against you or anything like that, what would that differentiate from any type of altercation in the street?
Well, because an altercation in the street, you may not ever see that person or the individual again. But when you're residing with them and you have to live with them, that there needs to be something that stops the violence constantly in communication with an individual from continuing.
Understood. Doesn't the current battery and assault laws already do that?
I don't believe so. I don't think it does it entirely.
Give me which one.
Well, I said I don't believe so because they have these laws in place for a reason.
I'm asking you. Your position is that there should be some type of laws to protect people in the home.
I think there should be laws to protect.
My position is I've been married for almost a decade, son of a daughter. Father to a daughter, and my position is we should be de-escalating any type of situation. But I do agree that
I'm also confident that you are a son to a daughter. I just want to point that out.
But again, I don't understand where any type of DV laws would be able to differentiate from the laws that we already have for battery and abuse. Therefore, they have to share the same space, but roommates do as well.
But obviously, there was the way I look at it is that there obviously was not an enforcement or protection there. So they had those felt that they needed to create these laws because maybe those laws that are on the books were not being enforced or considered properly.
No, it came out of feminism, Glenn. Exactly. Ben does have a point. It does come out of feminism. It comes out of, for instance, here in Florida, somebody has to go to jail. Regardless of what it is, once it's called, somebody has to go to jail. A lot of that spouts from the O.J. Simpson trial. A lot of these cases spark these types of laws. Now, we have so many laws, we don't even know what the majority of them are. But I believe that definitely, the most basic laws against battery, assault, they already cover any type of altercation that might happen in the home whatsoever. I don't see where it might happen. Even granting the fact that there are children involved and you want to maintain, the only way that you can kind of justify any of those would be actually protect the nuclear family. But I don't see how any of extra laws would be necessary when we already have domestic battery and assault laws in place. Just name me one position.
I personally believe that that there was a significant or a reason for creating these laws to protect those within the home. They're under the authority of someone else because somebody could abuse their power, and there needed to be some form of check and balance.
You're taking the people. I don't mean to cut you off, but you're taking people's word for that. Oh, there must have been.
And you're taking people's word for the fact that there wasn't any abuse. But you're assuming that there wasn't any violence involved.
That the laws are necessary. So my question, the literature is unanimous. It came out of second wave feminism. It didn't come out of
Caller's time.
Yeah, thanks, Danny. Again, name me a position where that law is necessary. Not somebody in
I'm saying that there's
these laws. Your position. One example.
Okay, my position.
Not just the position. A clear example on where a domestic violence law would have to be necessary with battery and assault laws already in place.
Okay, a man beating his woman, cops come, nothing, she fell down the stairs. No investigation, cops drive away, woman continues to be violent.
What do you mean no investigation? So your example is the spouse, just to be clear on this, the woman fell from the stairs and the neighbors called the cops, or what's the example?
Well, if you let me finish, I'll take it. All right, a man assaults his wife, right? Cops get called. He opens the door. No, everything's fine. She fell down the stairs.
Okay.
Right? Cops drive away. Right? No investigation. They don't follow up any questions.
Okay.
They don't think that right there would be a reason why that the law should be in place.
Okay. Just to give you an example, you and me get in an altercation on the street. We had a couple of drinks, get a heated moment. We throw hands on each other, right? The cops come. In the majority of examples, when the cops come, everybody says nothing happened, right? What does that make it different? And we're complete strangers. Why? Because nobody wants to go to jail.
Well, again, if again we're two strangers in the street,
Yeah.
we're not cohabitating together, so we have the ability to be away from each other where there's not going to be any continual violence, right? But when you have two individuals in the home where there might be potential continual violence,
Yeah, but you have free will. You can leave that home at any point. That's the point that Ben, I think, argued very poorly. You should be able to discuss it in your home with your spouse.
What's the point?
Be able to grow as a family, be able to grow
but
as a
if there's
the
no
point?
form of accountability because there's no protection there because he has every governing authority and nothing, he can't be prosecuted or held accountable for any violence that he does in his house. That's a problem.
Of course you can.
But
Because
that's
all the
not what-
battery and assault laws in play.
But that's not Ben's opinion. Ben's position was that
The cops came and then the spouse said, "No, I fell down the street. He never hit me." So she's deciding to get.
no, I didn't think that wasn't my scenario.
All right, guys, listen, caller, I'm giving you the allotment of time I can give you. I appreciate the call in. It was very kind of you. You have a
Got it,
wonderful
Andy.
night.
God bless you and your family. Great show, man. Appreciate what you're doing for everybody.
Happy to do it. You take good care of yourself, man. Okay, so let me get over to the super chats, guys. Ben had to get up. I wasn't able to read all of them. So just bear with me here. As we kind of
Crystals.
Sorry, I have to find
Get
my spot.
in
No,
the
I use,
crystal.
this particular software as often as I do my normal software, so I'm always kind of remembering how to use it. After hearing this guy, I think I need Casimir versus Posh. Holy shit, that would be a very interesting but frustrating debate. Hey, Andrew, nice hat. Yeah, I bet you wish you had one, don't you? But, well, I mean, you probably do. Bertone for $10 says, when Anakin force choked Padme, was he committing DV or was he justified? Yeah, this is a good question, Ben.
I don't know the reference.
You don't know the Star Wars reference?
Well, I've always used Darth Vader. Darth Vader
Oh, dude, you're going in the fucking crystals, Ben. Probet Mind says she couldn't persuade you by using sex. Ben Thor, the cuck. I think he meant Ben. Yeah, I don't know. Ben Thorpe. I don't know. DV laws are enforced by damage, not who initiated. Speaker of the Dead, $5 says, watch body cams about DV. They already have to discover the primary aggressor in most states. The issue is they have to make an arrest in many states, so somebody's always going to jail. Okay. Justin says, the Bible is Glenn's worst subject. Justin goes on to say, harsh way for us to tell Grace her dad left her, went to get cigarettes. He just never came back. The Ghost of Pinochet, $5 says, if you wake up to a BJ and you get offended, you're an absolute bundle of sticks. CHD for $5 says, thanks for having us on, BPF. Happy to have you on, CHD. Good friend of the channel. Very, very kind guy. We dropped off because Ben's TV jokes were making Orbit uncomfortable. Well, you know, the dog did look a little sensitive, I'm not going to lie. Justin says, trickle-down economics versus socialism, which one's better? Andrew said he was a socialist last stream. Never fucking happened. But, okay, whatever you say, Justin. So, in any case, guys, let me just make sure I'm not missing any here. Oh, I'm sorry, I got to hop over to the...
Pretty sure Andrew said he was a communist.
Pop over there.
Yeah,
Ask a question.
I remember
Can't
that.
ask a question.
I remember that specifically.
Right now it's super chats. We gotta have the show moving, bro. We gotta have the show moving.
I remember when Andrew said he was a communist.
All right. So this comes in at, just make sure that we're in the right spot here. $4 from Evan says, Ben Thorpe bring up Romulus laws to justify DV, and I bet he brings up Zoroastrianism to justify incest. $5 from JK Fuerte says, request to made by Jim Bob. Please add Thorpe to your new holiday canvas. $5 from no one to you. So if a stronger man wants to discipline men a little bit in front of his family, why shouldn't that be legal?
Good point.
Read it. Can you read it again?
If a stronger man than you wants to discipline you a little bit in front of your family, how come that shouldn't? So should it be legal for a man who's stronger than you, the way that you're acting around your family, discipline you?
No, because he's not the father.
Okay, so then in that case, would you call to other men to come in and put a stop to that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Another question comes in. Well, there's a few more. But Padme was alive. Darth Vader felt it. Palpatine lied and said he killed her in his anger. Andrew, Chancellor Palpatine is not evil. You're a fucking idiot. And I've always said this, FB. You've always been wrong about this. Moron. Raw dog for $5.
That's the next frontier of it.
I don't think so.
Gotcha. Okay, well, there's actually more agreement here than you guys think. I'm telling you, if you didn't talk past each other, I think that you guys would have found a lot of common ground. Shelby for $10 says, by the way, idiots, why do you think mean get in the position of hand behind head and on knees before cops come? Oh, wait, that's because a lot of women hit first and then call the police for DV. Good point. I mean, I've heard stories of this, so. In any case, guys, I'm going to let you go. Right around the 2.5 hour marker, so we're kind of right on time, which I'm
Damn, yeah, this thing is a spread.
Ben Thorpe, before you go, why don't you give a second check channel out there where they can find you?
Oh, shit.
We're streaming at Book TV. Got a couple bold. If someone wants to check out me and Andrew debating way back, and me and Andrew, Rob Noor, that's on my channel, Ben Thorpe, aka Able. And I would love to be unbanned from your channel.
Not going to happen.
Well, Ben, there's two things. One, the streams where I don't do debates make me the most money. And the thing is that the only person who benefited from this was you. If I had done this entire stream just staring at the camera and talking, I'd have made 3 times the amount of money I made with you on the stream. Would you like to bet me on that?
Sure, yes.
You would? Okay, so you've been going for 2 hours, right? If I give you an assessment for 2 hours, I go for 2 more hours, you think it won't make more money?
Right. I think if you gave me a real debate, no offense, Glenn, but like a real debate opponent.
Just so you understand, the debates
think you'd make a lot more money,
yeah,
and your channel would do
Ben,
better.
The debates on the Crucible are the least amount of profit that the Crucible makes.
But
Least amount. We get the least amount. No, it's not. You know what? We do debates, but it's an entertainment channel. And that's how we're gonna do it from now on.
Whatever. You've benefited from my presence.
You fucking
Why
do you fucking people do this every single time, right? It's like you beg me to come on, and then you act like you did me the favor. You know, fuck you, get out of here. How's that? And you're never coming back again, fucking idiot. All right, Glenn Lawrence.
Roasted.
Glenn Lawrence presents Production of Men on
Kicked
YouTube.
him.
Thank you, Andrew, for
Get the
hosting
fuck
the
out.
show. First time, learned some things. I guess I gotta get by that debate university now because I got some work to do. But thank you for that. Take it easy.
Yeah, no problem. It's really funny. Every fucking time, that's why you just can never trust the Thorpe. They'll fucking literally beg you to come on the channel. Please let me on. Please let me on. You let them on. You let these fucking cocksuckers on instantly. And you instantly regret it. Backbiters every single fucking time. You know, you're really lucky I came on here, Andrew. Look at it. You're so lucky that I took time from my tiny fucking channel nobody watches to come on your channel and get viewed by thousands of people. You're so lucky that I did that for you. Every fucking time. Most ungrateful cocksuckers anywhere on YouTube. That's why no creators ever want to work with them, and I'll never do it again, ever. You try to give them a fucking break, you try to help them out, they literally can't fucking help themselves. They're fucking stupid cocksuckers every fucking time. Fucking beg like dogs. Please. You come on. The first thing they fucking do. Aren't you glad that I'm here to help your channel? Yeah, I'd rather drink most boring fucking debate we've ever fucking hosted. One of the most boring, stupid debates we've ever hosted.
It sucked.
By the way,
It was like
I've had
pointless.
35 days was from Ben fucking Thorpe. Kiss my ass. From all of us here at the Crucible to all of you out there in Crucible land. And by the way, here's the other thing, right? You can go watch this over at Glenn. You can watch this over on Ben's channel. We're not even going to put it up on the video site. Fuck these people. We're putting it on the video site for members. Fuck them. No more exposure.
Into the school.
Burn your ass every fucking time they get. Never trust. Rule 3 of the internet, never trust a fucking Thorpe. From all of us here at Crucible to all of you out there in Crucible land, you guys all have a wonderful night. Delete this fucking garbage off my shit, Mr. E. Delete it off my shit.
Hilarious. I hope there's a fucking midnight run. Man. What else?
Where does a guy get a right? Meanwhile, the left is in a state of, as you can sense, whenever we are optimistic here on the right, the left is very optimistic. Listen, I understand if you had misconceptions about Donald Trump, if you think that it's just going to be the end of the world, I get you being upset. Seriously, like, we're making a lot of fun. The people I'm trying to make fun of are not like normal American citizens who have been misinformed or who may have a different belief system. The people I'm making fun of are the people at the top of the heap. The people I'm making fun of are the people at the top of the economic heap who should know better, who do know better, and who are lying. When they say that this is going to be Hitler, when they say that it's going to be brown shirts, when they say it's the end of America, none of that is true, and they know it's not true. And you can tell they know that it's not true. Those people, I don't even think that it's okay to laugh at them. I think it's a duty to laugh at them. Because if you're a person who's deliberately misinforming the American public, we should laugh at you. And frankly, I think we should encourage you in your downward spiral, if that downward spiral means that you lose more. Now, speaking of people who just keep losing, Joy Reid, who is not a repository of joy, she is out there blaming Latinos, of course, because Donald Trump won, according to some exit polls, 46% of the entire Latino vote. So that means that Joy Reid, because she's higher on the intersectional hierarchy than Latinos, she gets to say whatever she wants about Latino people now.
Also Latino men who, despite the utter disrespect shown by Trump and his promise to deport some of your mixed status families, most of them voted in a 55% majority to make the deportations happen. Y'all voted with Stephen Miller and David Duke and against your own sisters and chose Kamala Harris with 60% of their votes. So you own everything that happens to your mixed status families and to your wives, sisters, and abuelas from here on in.
What?
Man, just keep going with this. Seriously, just keep going with this. Really, keep doubling down on this, Joy Reid. I really love it. More identity politics, more blaming Americans. Sunny Hostin joins the crew. She is also blaming Latino men. Now she says they're sexist. That's the real problem.
Latinos in Texas, a district that's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border. The border crisis is on their doorstep. And they were begging people to care about it for years. We need to take some lessons.
That's what that was.
The lessons are not.
Who's there? Oh my gosh, it's Whoopi.
Oh my goodness, these folks. So, wow. Meanwhile, former vice chair of the DNC agrees. This is Michael Blake saying that Americans are racist. Just keep doing this, please. More. Pour it on. Keep calling Americans racist. Keep calling Latino men sexist. Please do it. Keep just yelling at the American people about how terrible they are for not having elected this absolute nothing burger of a candidate on a terrible agenda that Americans hate. Please keep telling Americans how they're the worst people ever. That's a way to victory. Do it. Do it.
Democrats, we have to be very clear of calling them on who they is. Donald Trump is a white supremacist who has a Project 2025 agenda that wants to implement.
He doesn't.
And anyone who voted for those
You're lying.
policies need to be clearly counted on.
You're lying.
You see what happened on Tuesday.
Stop the cap.
In particular, white men and white women who unfortunately decided to not vote for the vice president, yet they elected black women in the Supreme Court in Michigan, yet we had victories in Ruben Gallegos in Arizona, yet we had victories in North Carolina. It was the fear of a black and South Asian woman that we have to speak about.
Not at all.
And if we're not clear about race, gender, and class, we are ignoring the truth of what's happening in the country right now.
No, not at all. Not even. No. No. Are you what? Biden is white. Biden was white. The same thing. Your fucking argument makes no sense. Biden was white against Trump. White. If Kamala was white and Trump was fucking Indian, Mexican, Chinese, it wouldn't matter. We'd be on their side. The Chinese guy. What the fuck?
I mean, can I just point out that white people actually voted for Trump at a lower clip than they voted for him in 2020? That's actually what happened. The only constituency where Trump actually lost ground, he lost 1 point with white voters in 2024. And then he blew her out. Why? Because a bunch of people who weren't supposed to vote for him voted for him. But please, keep going with this. Folks, as social unrest escalates and crime rates climb, securing the safety...
The fact of the matter is, this race may not have been decided by any one individual factor, but misogyny is very, very real in this country. As another widely known woman of color in office, I knew that sexism and racism were real, but it was not until
I can't fucking stand her fucking voice, dude.
More tears.
I can't
more.
stand it.
Require more
like,
tears.
Not
more. Okay, so I have some more.
It's not just like a figure of speech. I can't fucking stand, like, when there's a smell, and I literally can't fucking stand the smell anymore. I'm leaving.
Like, Professor and New York Times columnist Tressie McMillan Cotton urging Dems to double down on identity politics, like on Comedy Central, because it's been working so well. They need more of it. Please be my guest. Please keep going. Please.
As Donald Trump has proven, what he has proven and the way he has won has proven is that every voter has...
Oh my god, I cannot watch these fucking homunculuses. It's like a creature that fucking crawled out of some fucking shit. Ugh. God. Good man! You fucking get rid of these ads. I'm not watching these fucking ads. We don't though. It's the only problem with your premise. It's false. We don't.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Good man!
right now, the Associated Press. Who does Trump see his
Hello!
enemies from within?
Hello!
USA Today, Trump
It's me, H.A. Goodman.
prosecute hundreds. Now, he's not going to prosecute hundreds, probably in
Dark
a number of
matter.
people through special counsels.
Hello!
Except this time, people will have broken the law. They say that Trump broke the law. That's why he was indicted. Well, now the shoe is on the other foot. The tables have turned. You underestimated Trump and his ability to come back. He's like a phoenix. He's the Obi-Wan Kenobi of politics. They tried to go after him in a purely partisan manner. Hit subscribe to this channel, and that is illegal. It is illegal to deliberately try to take down your political opponent. There are numerous statutes, very likely that certain Democratic politicians or prosecutors possibly broke. Hit subscribe to this channel. Let's get to President Trump right now. We will talk about this. He's not going to go after anyone who didn't break the law. Just like Democrats didn't go after anyone who didn't break the law, apparently, allegedly. Hit subscribe. Let's listen to President Trump.
We have two enemies. We have the outside enemy, and then we have the enemy from within. And the enemy from within in China, Russia, and all these countries, because if you have a smart president, he can handle them pretty easily. I got along great with all. I handled them. But the thing that's tougher to handle are these lunatics that we have inside, like Adam Shifty Schiff. Think of this guy's going to be a senator. He's running against a guy that doesn't understand politics at all, Garvey. But he was a good baseball player. But he doesn't understand politics at all. Adam Shifty Schiff, who's a total sleazebag, is going to become a senator. But I call him the enemy from within. When you look at the danger he put our country in, potentially with Russia, with a phony made-up deal that he made up with Hillary and some bad people, that started off as an excuse for why she lost an election that a lot of people thought she should have won, because the polls indicated she might win, and then she got beaten everywhere, virtually. When you looked at it, and then they said, it was Russia. They used it as an excuse, and then the fake news picked it up. And while you're on this, let's talk about the single greatest scandal, in my opinion, in broadcast history. 60 Minutes and CBS interviewed Kamala, and she's incompetent. She gave them the dumbest answer anyone's ever heard. So they took that answer out, threw it, or the whole answer they threw out, and they took another answer that she gave to a totally different question and inserted it. And supposedly they did this a number of times.
Van Jones on CNN recently stated that Trump acts and behaves in this boorish and, belligerent and it's not presidential. And imagine if someone else acted like Trump. Democrats don't have to defend themselves in the manner that Trump defends himself. People at CNN, the Washington Post, the New York Times, MSNBC, The Atlantic, I can name you 50 other publications, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert. There is a concerted, unified, overt public relations monstrosity every second of the day, defending Democrats, insulting, demeaning conservatives in disingenuous hit pieces. They don't have to act like Trump. So when Van Jones or Maddow or others throughout media say Trump, he insults people. Democrats insult and demean and disparage people every single day through hit pieces, through disingenuous investigative journalism that only is leveled at conservatives and Republicans. When was the last time CNN or the Washington Post or the New York Times did an expose on Hunter's laptop? There was, if anything, 50 intel officials lied through their teeth, and it was censored. Trump doesn't have that luxury. Oh my God, so he's mean. Oh my God, so he's belligerent. He's a one-man media wrecking ball. And people who bring up his behavior, his personality, he's unpresidential. Well, he's a one-man media machine going up against a very disingenuous, dishonest media apparatus that is firmly, and we know this from the Gallup polls, and 20 to 30% of Americans, only 20 to 30% of Americans trust media because they're firmly in the pocket or in the tank for the Democratic Party. It's the ladies at The View. It's, The Daily Show. Like I said, late night comedians, Saturday Night Live. So when people ever tell you, oh, I don't like he's mean and he insults people. Yeah. The biggest fear that every conservative or anyone should ever have, or I shouldn't say fear, there's nothing to fear, but the biggest concern is an email from a wonderful, morally superior liberal journalist at the usual publication that says just doing a report, just doing an article on you, wanting to reach out. In other words, we're writing a hit piece to disparage and demean and dishonest and disingenuous and lie by omission. We want to ruin you. Want to see if you want to reach out and give us your side before we completely take you down in our publication. They do not do that to people at CNN. or celebrities that fall in line. They don't do that. Anyone who had a difference of opinion with the quote-unquote fabricated consensus was demeaned, kicked off of Twitter, marginalized, excommunicated. I mean, you can go on forever. Anyone who supports Trump, friends have disowned, liberal friends of mine have disowned me. Why? I mean, I still have friends who are liberal, but there's like 10 lifelong friends. Why? Because it's literally, and I still love them, but they disowned me for the only sin is I wanted a better foreign policy. That's why you go from Bernie Sanders to Trump. If you lack the intellect or lack the knowledge to understand why I or millions of people voted Democrat and then voted Trump, don't blame the people. Blame your lack of understanding or lack of education or lack of intellect or lack of knowledge. That's on you if you don't understand why people vote for Trump. That's not on the Trump supporters and voters. That's on you. But it's like a cult. And then they say Trump is mean. Good. God bless him. God bless Trump. Fighting against an entire public relations monstrosity that literally exists at this moment just to take down Trump and anyone who supports him.
And they got caught. 60 Minutes. And CBS should lose their license for that.
I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brad. If you're paying over $50 a month for internet and still dealing with connection problems, there are two.
Let's look at that again.
And they got caught. 60 Minutes. And CBS should lose their license for that.
It is not difficult. If you have a special counsel, you subpoena documents, you demand witness testimony in Congress, it is not difficult to see and to inquire and to investigate whether late-night comedians coordinate with the Democratic Party. It's probably almost certain that they do. That very likely is an NBC violation. There are numerous examples of collusion, to borrow a word, which was an obsession of Democrats that was another hoax. They just believe in complete nonsense and completely delusional fantasy. People who are in media and communicate directly with the Democratic Party are giving free advertising to Democrats. That is against the law. There's so many things that have been done against Trump that's against the law. Indicting him in New York under statutes that have never been used is against the law. There's no precedent for any of these things. There needs to be some precedent before you continually go after Trump.
The last couple of years, there are people on the terrorist watch, murderers.
You know what's happening in all fairness. He spends most of his day sleeping. I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within. Not even the people that have come in and destroying our country. By the way, totally destroying our country. The towns, the villages, they're being inundated. But I don't think they're the problem in terms of election day. I think the bigger problem are the people from within. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. And I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military.
What he's saying is very simple. If you were an organization paid or funded by organizations or by operatives or by any link to the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, if you're a conservative organization linked by Republican operatives, or if you're a liberal organization funded by Democratic Party or operatives, and you cause property damage or worse, Trump is going to take out the National Guard. What is wrong with that? I thought after January, we had to protect our democracy. It was an assault on democracy. Democrats stood by every day for an entire summer where there were curfews, where there was property damage throughout the country, in major cities. 19 lives lost according to Wikipedia in Trump's last year in office. And they said nothing, and they focused on one day. And it's like, are you delusional? I mean, how utterly indoctrinated do you have to be? There was even a book written in defense of, we'll just use the word property damage. And Democrats were okay. They were bailing out people, destroying vehicles with incendiaries, 2 law students, I believe. I think they were let off forgot exactly. I'm not going to, you can look it up. In New York, I believe there were 2 protesting law students who threw incendiaries at a vehicle, completely obliterated the vehicle. I think it was a police vehicle also. And Democrats said nothing. Liz Cheney, Kinzinger, none of them shed a tear over the entire summer of endless property damage and mayhem and chaos, and them going after the White House when Trump was there.
Because they can't let that happen.
Following my interview, Democrats and many mainstream
Paul, thank you so very much as always. Job for 9. I'm not sure about Ron Paul. Hopefully Rand Paul will be part of, will lead or be a huge part of his administration. Not sure about Ron. Thank you so very, very much. I could be wrong. Thank you for watching for so long. Paul Bartlett, as always, thank you. To my super chat, thank you. If you're new to this channel, hit subscribe.
media outlets constructed their own political narrative without including the full context of the Q&A about outside agitators on Election Day. Among the media outlets that ran misleading headlines, NPR, Vanity Fair, The Guardian.
I used to read all of these publications in 2014. In fact, I used to love reading The Nation. I used to love reading The Washington Post was fantastic. You know, I used to love reading Esquire, Vanity Fair. Christopher Hitchens used to write in these publications. They never really cared that much about, you know, picking a specific political side. They might have always been more left-leaning, but never really cared that much. Now, they're public relations monstrosities for the Democratic Party. It's just, that's why would you read? That's why, unfortunately, and I don't want any journalists to lose their jobs, their livelihood. I don't want anyone to be laid off. Well, why do you think there are massive layoffs ahead and in the recent past within media? Why? In the chat. Why do you think there are layoffs in all of these publications? Why do you think the Washington Post or New York Times readership or CNN's viewership? Why do you think they're all quite in the chat? You know, I can tell you. Why was it and get an even better fabricated story about how Trump wants to sell the planet to Martians? Why would you read the Washington Post when you could read the New York Times about the latest attempt of Trump to devour Santa Claus and sell Alaska to the Kremlin? Why would you read any of these publications as opposed to reading the other publications that say the same thing? I mean, they say the same thing about Trump all the time. Trump terrible, Trump, and they lost the popular vote. They're doubling down. They will never, ever stop, which is better for Trump. I want them to continue with the never-ending vitriol and outrage. J.D. Vance, 8 years. J.D. Vance, 8 years. I told you for the past 4 years Trump would return and regain the Oval Office. I'm telling you right now, Trump does a good job. Vance does a good job because Vance is 99% going to win in 2028. If you don't know that, you heard it here first. Vance, 99% will win because Democrats are not capable of changing. I can tell you this. I was a lifelong Democrat until like 7 years ago.
And many others. And this is how the interview was covered on television. Watch this. In a Fox News interview, the former president also suggested using the military to go after what he called the enemy from within on Election Day. It comes as former President Trump is deploying increasingly inflammatory rhetoric against his rival and suggesting using the military against what he described as domestic enemies.
Oh my God. Idiot.
We're at the point where he's saying, I'm going to use the National Guard and the military to take my political enemies out of the country.
Oh my God. No, he didn't. He didn't. Like, oh my God. It just progressively becomes more and more blown out of proportion, the story. It literally starts as like taking it out of context, then they change a word, then they change like 2 words, then they amplify it, then it's like just a flat out lie, then it's a bigger lie, then they change the words more, then they're repeating those, then it's escalating. Oh my God. No. He's saying that when the police are overwhelmed by thousands and thousands of protesters, we're going to call in military like you're supposed to do, like what is written down on paper, and the president has that power to do that. This has always been a thing. Yet they sit here lying.
When I'm talking about Donald Trump saying that he wants to use the National Guard and the military to go after the left.
He doesn't. He didn't. He didn't say that. You've completely twisted his words so much that you've crossed over from partially untrue, half true, mostly untrue, kind of partially, tiny bit true, completely untrue. Then you've advanced to fucking 12-dimensional genius level fantasy. Fucking Harry Potter. He's flying around on broomsticks. Trump is fucking shooting lightning bolts out of his eyes. Riding dragons. Like, dude.
The left, but let's continue. He talked about the same. There was a woman who lost her life in January. Her life was taken. And Democrats don't care. And to Democrats, they say anyone who lost their life who was a Trump supporter that day deserved it. That's the way the same Democrats are who are, oh my God, outraged. With Trump literally saying anyone who breaks the law, the National Guard will take care of. I don't know how Democrats can go from law and order in the Capitol to allowing mayhem and chaos throughout the country as long as it suits them. That's what he's saying.
On the campaign trail, Trump this weekend stepping up his anti-immigrant rhetoric and suggesting he might use the military against, quote...
Again, lie. It's not anti-immigrant. It's anti-illegal. It's it.
Radical left...
And the son of the 45th president, Eric Trump. Eric, great to see you.
An immigrant. No, illegal immigration. Like you immigrate into a place, whether or not there's a country there or whatever. But no, he doesn't give a fuck about immigrants, dude. Never once out of that man's mouth has he ever said immigrants need to go. We don't need immigrants here. We need to stop immigration. Never said any, no. Illegal ones, yes. Yes. It's like if there was concerts, right? And he's, okay, so then some people are throwing like illegal concerts, like underground rave parties with drugs and like crazy illegal stuff happening. And it's like, he wants to shut down concerts. No, he doesn't. He's going after concerts. He has a war on music. No. He said illegal ones. You fuckface. Idiot.
Fundamentally changing the way we do things. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't adapt.
By the way, nothing Trump said was accurately depicted or communicated within those snippets of the stations.
None of it.
Everything Trump says is filtered through the most apoplectic sensibilities of usually hysterical and apoplectic, morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats. I call them morally superior, highly educated, almost always apoplectic, venomous, yet wonderful and moral liberal Democrats. They're beautiful people.
Listen, my reaction is very simple. I've lived this for 10 years, Maria. I mean, it started with the dirty dossier where they made up the most unthinkable things about my father. Then they went to the Russia hoax, and that hung over my father's presidency for a 3-year period of time.
By the way, they purchased a dossier. If you're watching, you see, I can't believe that Jay Goodman would go from Bernie Sanders to Trump. Well, it's foreign policy. I wrote about why in The Federalist, why Bernie supporters should vote for Trump. You could just type in H.A. Goodman Federalist. You can see my writing there. But foreign policy is the main thing. I want an anti-war president. I want record low poverty. We have that with Trump. That's why he won the popular vote. I'm on the right side of history. You're on the right side of history if you voted for Trump. You're a Democrat and you're wondering why you lost again. You're on the wrong side of history. Democrats stood for nothing. And they allowed all of these problems to fester. But they're not really national security concerns to the average Democratic Party voter. If you say the border, if you say endless wars overseas to a Democrat today, they'll say, so what? If you say, I'm voting Trump because of foreign policy, well, what's wrong? Biden's foreign policy was okay. No. Trump's is much better. What you are okay with in terms of chaos and mayhem on the global stage, I'm not. The morally superior choice is obviously to vote Donald Trump. That's why most of the country voted Donald Trump. You think that Jimmy Kimmel has a monopoly on morality? Very likely, and almost certainly within that industry that he's in, not only is it the epicenter of the opposite of morality, but very likely all of these celebrities, all of these people pontificating, Nero, all of these people, you have to question why they're so against Trump when the majority of the American public voted for him, or the American electorate voted for him, even with 24/7 negative media coverage. Late night comedians devoted every second of their work to disparaging Trump, and he still won. What does that tell you?
And then they tried to impeach him the first time. Then they went after Brett Kavanaugh. Then they tried to impeach him the second time. Then they raided his home. They raided Melania's closet. They raided, Barron's room. Then they tried to take him off the ballot in Colorado. Then they tried to take him off the ballot in Maine. Then they weaponized every AG and DA in Atlanta, in New York, in Washington, D.C. to go after my father. Then you had, Page and Strzok and Comey. You had me getting 111 subpoenas. You had them ban him from Twitter, ban him from Facebook, ban him from Instagram. Then where do you want me to stop? And that's exactly what my father's talking about.
That's really insane. Like, just literally think about all that. It's really nuts.
You see ABC, you see 60 Minutes. They literally take Kamala Harris interviews and they edit them. They edit them to make her sound intelligent, to make her sound smart when she totally botches the questions. Between the censorship and the legal lawfare and the political lawfare and the corruption and the weaponization of every political institution, there are tremendous enemies within, and there's not a single person, Maria, watching us right now. There's not a single people who haven't felt the degradation of our government and our system and our country under these people.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying in terms of the enemy from within, but what I'm saying is President Trump, and I know that you've heard your father talk about how he likes to weave. He goes to lots of different places, and then he weaves in the answer to your question at the end. And here, I was specifically asking him about the idea of outside agitators coming out, creating chaos on election day, should it appear that he was winning. And here, the media did not even include my question. It was amazing. Output after output, they took out my question on outside agitators.
If there were roving, gangs or roving, groups of Trumpers, Trump supporters, in the mold of how Democrats view them. Democrats view the majority of the electorate now, because he won the popular vote, as these, vile individuals. Imagine if the tables were turned and there were conservative or Republican or Trump-supporting groups of people causing mayhem and property damage.
want to bet
Oh,
that
shit.
every liberal pundit
I
journalist
thought they were starting a war.
would say, send in the military, National Guard, protect democracy, Liz Cheney and Kinzinger and all of them would be, oh my God, protect us from these maniacs. But then when Trump says, hey, you know what, if there are people causing property damage and mayhem, we're going to send in the National Guard, oh my God, authoritarian.
Shit.
Entirely, and they just ran him talking about Adam Schiff or the enemy within and getting the National Guard. That's what I was referring to, and that was just really so incredible to me. They all
Maria, we've seen it. We've seen these outside agitators do it. They were leaving pallets of bricks on street corners in Chicago and in New York and in Minneapolis and in Portland, all over the place. People are going up, grabbing a brick, throwing it through a store window. We've seen this. This is what they've done time and time again. There's a lot of money that does agitate elections, that does agitate for the other side, and you better believe it's a very dangerous thing.
This woman followed some bad advice that told her to drink apple juice for 6 days straight, and then told her to fast for an entire day, only before drinking a mixture of olive oil, lemon juice, and Epsom salt. Yes, that is the Epsom salt that you would usually put into your bath. And this results in all of these little stones coming out of her body. She refers to them as gallbladder stones.
Dude, fuck off.
Trump is going to start a special counsel. He's already talked about this. Kash Patel has already talked about this. The funding, it's not difficult to find out where the funding, like, is it linked to the Democratic Party? Is it linked to organizations that are connected somehow or associated with the Democratic Party? This isn't rocket science. So these special counsels will go after criminal behavior.
Man.
And it's like you keep on, there were attempts on his life. A man lost his life, was taken, a firefighter. Then they tried to imprison Trump. But see, if you create that world, you better hope as you're creating this lawfare that you didn't break any laws. So the same Democrats who said that Harris is going to win the popular vote in the Senate are also the same Democrats who are saying, well, there was no law breaking when we were trying to imprison Trump. There probably was. There probably was law breaking. If you're doing it for partisan reasons, and it's very easy to point that out and prove that with evidence, then you broke the law.
Eric, let me ask you about the money, because you just heard Senator Bernie Sanders talk about billionaires who are supporting President Trump. And I know that we've talked a lot about Elon Musk, but when you compare it to the billionaires on the Democrat side, what do you want to say about that? I did mention George Soros, but I'm getting lots of feedback here after that interview saying, how can you say that Republicans have all the billionaires when in fact we know it's the opposite? What do you think it is?
Yeah, well, Maria, I started laughing because I just happen to remember back to 2016 where my father funded pretty much his entire campaign because, right, he didn't have Hollywood and he didn't have those supporters, right? I think he raised $300 million and I think Hillary Clinton raised $1.5 billion, including the super PAC. So it made me kind of chuckle when he talks about how there's more money in Republican politics than Democrat. I mean, they've had all of Hollywood for years and years and years. Look at these George Clooney fundraisers where they go out and they pull 300 people and they raise $100 million. I really don't want to hear it about, it's too much money in Republican politics where they've won that. It's interesting where my father has done incredibly well is people donating $12 and $19 and doing that in masses because this country absolutely adores that man right on your screen.
The working class, when Democrats are the left,
That was weird.
class, they love Trump.
The fucking gold turned diamond. Thought I performed magic.
I mean, this is
Dude.
obvious. Now, Kash Patel, I love Kash Patel. Love
The hell?
Kash Patel. I hope he's going to be Attorney General. I think that he's on the list to be Attorney General is one of the choices. I think very likely Trump has already chosen him.
That was weird.
Or an intelligence agency chief. But see, running an intelligence agency is like trying to steer an aircraft carrier. Very difficult to really change things immediately as the Attorney General. I think Kash Patel could do a lot more. But listen, this is amazing.
Let's bring in former Deputy Director of National Intelligence and former Department of Defense Chief of Staff, Kash Patel. Kash, your reaction to just the president's remarks, and he was, quite frankly,
great to be with you guys. I think he showed extreme composure at a time when
This, by the way, was several months back, about 8 months ago.
other American would have completely lost it. And I think that shows the brilliance of President Trump's ability to put the two-tier system of justice on display for all Americans to see in civil and criminal proceedings in state and federal court. And look, as a former federal prosecutor and a public defender, an individual who actually prosecuted and defended fraud cases, let's just lay this out as simple as we can. In order for there to be a fraud case, there has to be a fraud victim who was defrauded. And in this instance, as the president highlighted, this judge convicted him before the trial even began of this fraud and then made up monetary numbers to substantiate that judgment.
And we're not even talking about the conviction and the Stormy hush money nonsense, which might be just thrown out by the judge. So Trump won Senate, increased in the House, presidency, and the popular vote. Guess what? This man on the screen, love him, awesome. Kash Patel doesn't, he can be confirmed. We have a, four-seat majority in the Senate? So he's confirmed by a simple majority vote. You might even get a Democratic senator also siding with Republicans. So every nominee is going to be easily, from what I understand, you let me know if I'm wrong. If you have that much of a lead in the Senate, every nominee will be confirmed. Then the special counsel, then the indictments take place for people who broke the law. Like when they say, well, you know, when Democratic pundits were given the argument, hey, they're going after Trump, the rebuttal was, well, he's indicted. He committed a crime. Well, then that's the same. And if anything, it'll be more evidence of crimes committed. Because going after Trump in a partisan manner is an actual crime. So when they went after Trump, they found nothing. But if you do find, in this case, that people deceived the country in trying to imprison their direct political rival, big problem.
On top of which, the president was denied a right to jury trial because Letitia James used some statute for consumer protection fraud issues to prosecute Trump civilly that precluded him from a jury trial of his peers. So there are all sorts of constitutional issues with this, but what the American public has seen is a rigged system of justice against a political opponent of the DOJ and the state attorney general's office in New York, just like in Georgia and elsewhere, all to do one thing: rob American people of the decision at the electorate day to elect Donald Trump.
Well, you know, Cash, it's interesting watching Trump's reaction to all of this, and you noted his composure. I think a lot of people would probably be freaking out. They just opened up a bill for $355 million. But it is remarkable how what an opportunity it gives a guy like Trump that is so on brand for political purposes. He can use this, as he did just now, to break into prime time on television and make yet another statement. And who knows how many people who either don't like Trump or are on the fence about Trump, who are appalled at what they're seeing in the political process. He might have done him some good and won some voters over.
Yo, Ricky.
No, what about, forget the billionaires for a second. What
Holy
about
crap.
the pizza shop owner or the bartender?
What the heck? What's up, bro? I got the chat right there now. Oh, it's gonna stay right there? YouTube. How you going, mate? I'm trying to fucking... I don't know. Trying to dig myself out of a real hole. Yeah, look at them diamond. So, okay. Yeah, are you doing better? Stuff. I was waiting for donors to message me and stuff and tell me what's happening or whatever. I don't know if you could get into Discord and stuff. I'm right under the monument here. So the chat is overlaid on my thing. It doesn't affect it, but it's like in the way. Yeah, I'm not in a normal situation here. I only have these two devices. Worked today. Freaking tired. I'm just like zombified. I'm just sitting here. Fuck this. I have to live stream a little bit. Oh, I'm here. It used to come up on the right. Wait, you can't move it? Okay. I guess if a new message comes, it'll come up there. It used to be on the right. Yeah. Watching some Goodman.
And I just saw a verdict which almost degraded New York City to the crisis we saw in the 60s and the 70s. And that's not a position I want for the town that I grew up in. But as Donald Trump laid out, this was a decision that was intentionally conducted by the elected officials in New York State. They don't care about the citizenry. They only care about the ability to control the political headlines and rob people of their safety and their right to have businesses in New York State. And Donald Trump's leading out that charge. But Charlie, as you just stated, this is speaking to people outside of New York. It's not just New York, which may be the epicenter of business and industry in America. But people across the country are saying, wait a second, if they did it there, is the rogue prosecutor in Georgia going to take this up against Donald Trump or others down in Atlanta? What about Chicago?
Trump and the Trump organization were banned for 3 years from applying for loans from any financial institution registered or chartered with New York State. The judge did seem to back away from a previous directive in which he appeared to order the wind down of some of President Trump's and the family's businesses. It's worth noting that Letitia James had sought to have President Trump be barred permanently from New York's business world. But this is something I want the viewers to hear. Letitia James.
Where's Donner's sleeping?
Campaigned on attacking President Trump. Watch this.
Tax packs come with 20.
Will you convict him for a laptop full of bribery and graft? Will you convict him for war, an illegal war. No, we just don't like him. Sue him for us. Well, you sue him for us. And then they did. They went after him for everything under the sun. And they just made things up. Literally, they made things up.
Just out of thin air, literally.
To use the statute, the executive law, it gives her, rather than, the courts and grand juries giving her subpoena power, she just had the subpoena power to fish through private documents, and then she could bring a civil fraud suit for inaccurate statements discovered in the process. This law, people never challenged it because they're afraid of the repercussions of going after an attorney general. This could go all the way to the Supreme Court on the lack of constitutionality.
Well, you're right. It's absolutely unconstitutional. It's going to get appealed. I think all the decisions and verdicts will be put on stay, as we call it. But as you showed in this video.
By the way, thank you, Democrats, for trying desperately to imprison Trump. That gave him the popular vote. See, the Democratic Party runs on vitriol, indignation, and arrogance and hubris. And that was the Republican Party 20 years ago. Don't think that I don't know that the Republicans were just as bad, possibly worse, because they began the endless wars. The Bush, Cheney, Rumsfeld, Liz Cheney, Kinzinger, those types of people, although Liz Cheney and Kinzinger voted alongside Trump 90+% of the time, according to 538, which is hilarious, because they're supposed to be never Trumpers. But that's where we're at as a country. But the Democrats now are running only on vitriol. Oh my God, how could you vote for Trump? Well, he won the popular vote. Do you lack intellect? Are you ignorant? It reminds me of a scene in Trading Places. Hilarious. Yeah, if you know this scene, it's amazing. But anyway, are they ignorant? Do they lack intellect? I mean, if you were wondering, if you happen to stumble upon this, and you're wondering why anyone would vote for Trump, maybe the problem is your lack of knowledge. Maybe you're the problem. Maybe it's not the Trump supporter who wants a better economy, low inflation, low interest rates. Maybe the Trump supporter doesn't like the fact that Biden and Harris doubled interest rates during their presidency. Maybe they didn't do it themselves, obviously. They ignored inflation and had the Fed raise interest rates. So mortgage rates doubled. Maybe that's a good reason not to vote Democrat. Maybe endless wars and military quagmires throughout the world with zero emphasis. If your rebuttal is, well, that's not Trump, that's not Biden's fault. Is there any emphasis on trying to end these? No, none. Not none. And I'm not talking about one in particular. I'm talking about a number of major quagmires. We didn't have them with Trump. Why were these invasions and terrible things taking place now but with Trump? Because Trump uses economic might and leverage. That's what the tariffs were about, that they kept. The Democrats kept Trump's tariffs. They kept Trump's tax cuts.
Right? It's kind of weird.
Campaigned against them.
Yeah.
You have people obsessing over Trump's personality.
It's kind of fucked up.
Look, just enjoy the economy. Just enjoy the better economy.
Why'd they keep the tariffs if they're so bad?
Don't worry about Trump's personality.
As a prosecutor's code of conduct under the law, you're supposed to present the case and the facts to the law and the court without bias. She just presented herself time and time again during her campaign that the only thing she had was bias and animosity for President Trump. And her outcome was predetermined. She wanted to remove him from New York and the ballot. As President Trump said, this is all about election day interference. And here's the irony of it all. A figure like Bernie Madoff, who's an actual criminal, when he was convicted, he was barred from practicing in the securities field ever again. But no one barred him from conducting business in the state of New York. Are you to believe this decision?
By the way, New York Democrats have run the city for what, since Tammany Hall. basically almost always since Tammany Hall. Yeah, like Giuliani, mainly a Democratic-run city. It's pretty much one-party rule since the 1800s. When they say Trump put out a newspaper because innocent people, well, Kamala Harris convicted an innocent man, and also the Democrats who ran that city convicted those men, and then they blame Trump. It's really actually the Democratic mayor, Democratic prosecutors. Anyway, the point is, you have Democrats who are presiding over continual corruption. If they broke the law, it's just just following the letter of the law, right? That's what Democrats have been saying for the longest time. But hold on, let's listen to this again.
Or without bias. She just presented herself time and time again during her campaign that the only thing she had was bias and animosity for President Trump, and her outcome was predetermined. She wanted to remove him from New York and the ballot. As President Trump said, this is all about election day interference. And here's the irony of it all. A figure like Bernie Madoff, who's an actual criminal, when he was convicted.
This is what I was going to say. There's a villain that owned an island. Do you want to know that
Still there, Rick?
was a liberal Democrat from New York?
Let's say about something that's pretty freaking funny.
Also, the same New York Democrats who went after Trump couldn't
People are weird, man.
impanel a grand jury for the longest time until the very end. So, I mean, you look at just the overt corruption. And then if you don't know much about politics, you say, oh my God, Trump is corrupt.
Convicted, he was barred from practicing in the securities field ever again. But no one barred him from conducting business in the state of New York. Are we to believe this decision that President Trump is somehow worse than Bernie Madoff? And this political prosecutor jackal wants to ban him from the state of New York? He's brought millions and millions of jobs to?
No, the judge said, he's not Bernie Madoff, that he had to evoke that fraudster's name, that con artist's name.
Go ahead. And I think the most important thing is the thing you said a minute ago, Dagan, and that is that all of this happening at a time when, and you alluded to this, Cash, as well, where like you can't walk down the street in New York without, having crime committed against you. It seems like people are raiding stores. You can't go into a store and buy something because crime is so out of control.
What the heck? Dude.
That's San Francisco, LA, New York. What's the common denominator? Oh, that's right, Democrats. It's one-party rule here, and yet you have the New York Attorney General spending, and who knows how much money she spent pursuing this case. It's got to feel like you're in bizarro world. It's like a three-ring circus. There's not a circus ridiculous enough to even come up with an analogy to compare all this to.
Well, I think you hit one of the main talking points that I overlooked here. Her and the mayor of Chicago have something in common. They live in their own universe of protected influence. The security details that the taxpayers kick in the state of New York for Letitia James runs in the 7 figures. She doesn't care about the state of New York City or its everyday citizenry because she lives 1,000 feet above them with her own private security detail, cars, airplanes, and transportation. She doesn't ever go down the street and see the criminality of her own country.
Oh, that shot.
And if one of my amazing viewers wants a Mitch McConnell, Mitch McConnell. I can't do Mitch McConnell anymore. I can't do it right now.
You have to talk like this. So listen, the thing is, we need to take care of this right away. I just talk like this all the time, man. It's like you should feel like falling asleep, kind of nasally a little bit, but not like too much. Just kind of slurred a little bit. Good mix.
Again, they created a world subscribe. Thanks, everybody.
Fucking. Use some moves and come right away. Oh shit. Oh. Fucking Mojang, come on, dude. Jesse Waters. He's gonna roast. He's gonna roast. Jesse Waters is like a really classy fucking roaster, dude. You might not realize, but Jesse Waters is a fucking roaster. He's a roaster. That's all he's just a roaster, dude. He's gonna roast on this. Watch, but look how classy it is. It's not even like roasting, but he's gonna roast the fuck out of someone.
3 days and the country already looks different. New York City saying no mas to free food for illegals. The caravans in Mexico are breaking up. Toyota is saying they're going to invest more in gas-powered cars. Europe wants to buy energy from the United States instead of Russia. Qatar getting Hamas out. The Dow hitting an all-time high.
Dude, this is nutters. Literally just hold on. This is all real. This is happening. This is the MAGA effect.
Trump's been president-elect for 3 days, and the country already looks different.
3
New York City
days.
saying no mas.
3 days.
Trump's been president-elect for 3 days, and the country
Not even president yet.
already looks different. New York City saying no mas to free food for illegals. The caravans in Mexico are breaking up. Toyota is saying they're going to invest more in gas-powered cars. Europe wants to buy energy from the United States instead
Let's
of
go.
Russia.
Fuck yeah.
Qatar's kicking Hamas out.
Yeah.
Dow hitting an all-time high. Jack Smith dropping his case.
Oh my God.
Source-funded DAs are packing their bags.
That's insane.
America's healing.
Wow.
So how's Kathy Griffin dealing with it?
Breaking down.
I
Meltdown.
don't
Probably.
think that our beloved country, America, knows what it's in for with a fascistic society and dictator. I'm not being.
Well, I don't know what does that have to do with anything. I mean, I agree with you. Right here, let me
hyperbolic.
hold on. Wait. Just what she's saying. Let me see.
I'm not being hyperbolic.
Mhm.
I'm not being dramatic.
Okay, say the thing.
To be LGBT in America
No.
is.
No, tell me the fucking
So
thing.
how's Kathy Griffin dealing with it?
What'd she just say?
I don't think that our beloved country, America, knows what it's in for with a fascistic society and dictator.
Fascistic? A fish stick society? I don't think America's ready for fish stick. fascistic? What the fascistic? Fascist? Stop making up words, bro. No, we're not ready for fish sticks. You're right. But that's actually true. The only thing is there is no fucking fascist dictator coming to take over America. And if there was, we would fight against them 10 times harder than we just fought against the other dickheads that we kicked out. It's Jover.
I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not being dramatic. To be LGBT in America is not going to be a safe thing anymore.
These people are so fucking dramatic. They're so dramatic. Oh, yeah. I'm going to wake up and be a slave in the morning. It's not going to be safe now. Like last time? You mean last time? Like, you mean, what, 8 years ago? When, Trump was going to round up the LGBTs. He was going to round up all the LGBTQs. We're going to bring the military. He's just going to fucking blow them away on the street. And just fucking lasso them and shit. Like, bro, none of it happened. Nothing. Just you people saying crazy shit. Look at us. Look at my asshole. Look at my cock. No. Bruh. None of it happened. None of this is going to happen either. Nothing. They're in danger. If you don't let us chop their fucking genitals off, they're going to fucking kill themselves. Well, then they need serious therapy, not body mutilation. The fuck?
To be a woman in America will be even less safe than it already is.
No. You're gonna start to see things fucking change a lot. This is gonna be wild, dude. Cause the bullshit that's been just running amok, it's like fucking when you finally took back your property from the squatters, and it's just there was like 100 of them living in your mansion. You're just like, yes, shit. Fucking clean fucking place up now. You start to discover all the bullshit and the fucking damage. Right off the fucking bat. Right off the bat, Bigley. We're gonna dictate all the dictatorings, the dictatorships, all the potato chips and the fish stick societies. Fascistic, fascist, fish stick, fictitious Bigley societies. The Bigliest.
It kind of feels like 2016 all over again.
Kind of. That's kind of what I just said. Dark Meadow, the political guy.
I cannot live in a country devoted.
Well, not political, but it's about political people who are going to do things in real life. Real fucking consequences. Me paying my money. Me going to work. Say I get a job and they're like, oh, we're going to pay you fucking $1,000 a week. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, well, what the fuck can I buy with that? It's like, oh, that'll pay your rent if you saved that every week. And how do you buy food? Okay, well, you can't afford that apartment. You have to have only half of that. Okay, and you can't afford it in the nice area. You have to live in a shitty area. Well, if you're not going to live in a shitty area, then you need a better job. But why? Why do I need a job to make twice as much money to get half as much shit as I used to? It's ridiculous. It's insane. It's fucking nuts. I don't think people in the world understand. It probably just looks like normal. Oh yeah, stuff's kind of going high. Oh yeah, we hear about the food prices are going Dude, butter used to be like $2 You could buy some butter. Now it's like $6. Used to buy a whole breakfast, like 5 things: milk, bread, eggs, cheese, coffee. $20. And you'll have like, it'll be like 19 and some change with the tax. Now you can't get 3 of those items for the 20.
We cannot spend another 4 years under that man. And so we have made the decision that we
Bye.
Literally
Okay.
go if you voted for Donald Trump. And I hope you go jump off of a bridge.
No, like, because all the shit that you guys did, like when he was doing stuff, and then the prices were going down because we were making more money, spending it more wisely. Just to sum it up, you have a household budget, so you're going to give away your money to Mike and Steve 2 blocks over, who are warring with each other because you think Steve is an asshole. Bro, don't give them our money. Fuck you. You leave now. It's like, and then look what happens. Whoa. Then, oh, look at these other agencies. And if he gets rid of the income tax, it's going to fundamentally change the way. See, people will say, oh, it's going to change the country. No, it's going to put it back to how it used to be, how it's supposed to be. Income tax was supposed to be a temporary thing. And the fiat currency all got fucked up, and the fucking housing market bullshit. And they just mentioned Bernie Madoff. He fucked up the country a lot. Like, all this bullshit has fucked it up so many different ways, and they just keep letting it fuck up. And he was unfucking it. And then so now it's going to be unfucked. And what these people are fucking butthurt about is that they can't boop the, you know, ones who are not of, you know, when, like, if me and you go, we go out, hanging out, it's time for us to have a drink. You know who has a drink? Adults. Who is left? We have the adults. You ever have the table with at Thanksgiving? You have the adult table, right? Okay. You're at the adult table, you fucking sit your fucking ass down at the adult table. You don't go in the other room and go sit down over. What are you doing over sitting over there talking to them, socializing? Excuse me, sir. You must now leave.
I would go as far to say that
you understand?
I would purchase a clock. If you and I are walking on the same street.
And murder, like, is illegal and not okay and wrong, and it's the worst thing you can do. Taking someone's time, their life, or ultimate commodity, your consciousness, you, like the manifestation of, well, of you in this fucking reality. Whatever you think it is, or whatever it is a thing. It's you. You are there, then you're not there. If you're not alive, you can't tell me where you are. I don't know. It's you are just, your existence is the most valuable thing you have. Somebody can damage your body, they can hurt you, they can do any number of illegal things to you. None of them is worse than stealing your life. That's why murder is the number one no-no. So you can have autonomy, which it's a fucking, what do you mean autonomy? Like, I get to do with my body whatever I want. Right. Well, when a child is born, we don't come and surgically cut you and like something is fused to your arm, and we have to like cut around it like archaeology and underneath, and then sever like all, and like removing a limb. We're not taking a part of your body. It's not your body. there are two bodies. A human body is incubated in a uterus inside of another body. There isn't just one body. Fuck. Oh, we don't get to kill babies. Ah, wee! Fuck you.
And you're a white male. You have to be white for this to count, okay? If you're a white male, even if you don't approach me, I will shoot you.
Quick question. So does anybody know how to find or hire a hitman?
Wow, you see the demons, the demonic fucking left, man. Do you see anybody on the right? Last time when Biden won, I'm not talking about the fake people, because those are also lefties trying to frame the righties, right? Like showing up like pretending to be Nazis, laughed out of the place. Ray Epps, right? Is that the guy's name? They're like, fed. He's like, come on, we gotta break in. We gotta do shit to get the cops riled up. And fucking MAGA supporters are like, what the fuck is this guy talking about, dude? No, they're psychopathic, bloodthirsty, pure fucking demon. Like, they literally, like Alex Jones, you know, I can get him in the studio here. I don't know, I have to call him, though, get him over here, but he'll tell you, maybe I can get him on the phone, you know. He'll tell you they're little demons.
Some of the
They're
Ivy
evil.
Leagues are even canceling class.
Fucking-
And handing out crayons.
How to find or hire a hitman or woman?
Some of the
And like her face was just like a movie fucking like sociopath, just like a Richard Bateman. Patrick Bateman?
canceling class
Richard.
and handing out crayons, Legos, and
Patrick?
cookies with milk to cope with the landslide. Or you can be like Tim
Actor.
Walsh and snuggle with a pussycat. Should men even own cats? That's a question for another day. But inside the Harris campaign, everyone's just as depressed as Timmy the cat lady. Axios reports that Kamala's campaign manager
You see, he's roasting everyone.
started crying during a conference call last night. And Harris told them, quote, yeah, this sucks. Her staffers were sad but confused. One said, we're told the fate of democracy is at stake, and the message was, we'll get them next time.
I know.
Her interns.
He's literally Hitler. He wins. Congratulations. I'm sure you're gonna do a great job. And what?
Just finding out the whole dictator thing was just a talking point.
What are you fucking talking about?
Don't y'all find it strange that now that he's won, they're not calling him a threat to democracy?
Right.
They're not calling him a fascist. I mean, damn, on Monday.
They're not calling him anything.
On Monday, they was just calling him that. I would think that, you know, if you really believe that, then somebody's speech would be about how America effed up.
Right. Like it wouldn't be this. That's why it's just so absolutely fucking mind-bogglingly obvious. It's like the guy that just, I'm just gonna like kick back and like, everyone's looking at me, but I'm gonna like slink back into the shadows still. Hey, I'm gonna point, you, hey guy, finger guns. Like, bro, we all know it's you. You're doing the thing. Nah, dog. I'm sneaking into the background. No, you're not.
How things are about to be bang,
He's the most powerful man in the world now.
It just makes you wonder how much of it did they really believe.
So they're like, wait, we're giving the keys to Hitler? So do you think it should just be like, oh? Or do you think it should be like, ah, no? Like, they were already at absolute maximum level, like, you know, like legendary amounts of fucking seething and cope. So shouldn't it be like, after everything they said and the threat of him and what he's gonna do, there's gonna be slaves. He's gonna destroy the whole Constitution, be a dictator, worse than like Gaddafi, like Lenin. I mean, my brain doesn't even literally Hitler. Like, but now, oh, it's fine. He's president. Hey, wouldn't you freak the fuck out? Like, if we knew Hitler was running, and we're like, dude, I really hope he doesn't fucking win. It's Hitler. You saw what he did before. Like, if he didn't die and he was just around, and then it's like, wait, he's running in our thing? You know what he's gonna do, right? Obviously he's gonna, dude, this is gonna be crazy. Like, it must be stopped at all costs. Come on, bro.
The Harris team's getting a little antsy with Kamala, and they're starting to leak. Staff is saying the campaign was constantly confused, and no one knew how to make a decision. Getting approval to tweet something was like figuring out how.
The richest man in the country wants to fix people's teeth.
Stop
Starting
lying.
in June 2024.
Cap.
Figuring out how to solve a Rubik's Cube. And now the Harris campaign's pleading with staffers to stop leaking, please. So most of them are just going back to blaming Biden. One member of the Harris campaign says the 107-day Harris campaign was nearly
All they do is constantly make things worse.
flawless. The Biden campaign that preceded it was the opposite. And the Obama guys are just piling on.
Joe Biden's decision to run for president again was a catastrophic mistake. It just was. And he and his inner circle, they refused to believe the polls. They refused to believe he was unpopular. They refused to acknowledge until very late.
No, they didn't. They knew.
That anyone could be two reporters while they told everyone else, not a time for an open process, and his vice president can't win, so he's the strongest candidate. Then we find out when when the Biden campaign becomes the Harris campaign, that the Biden campaign's own internal polling at the time when they were telling us he was the strongest candidate showed that Donald Trump was going to win 400 electoral votes.
Nancy Pelosi hasn't spoken to Biden since after the coup, and that'll continue. After she told the New York Times, had the president gotten out sooner, there may have been other candidates in the race. Now she's not speaking to Kamala.
Cool.
And she's still fuming that Biden's quick Kamala endorsement boxed her in. Nancy says it made it impossible for Democrats to have a primary. Things would have been different. Translation, Shapiro would have won, and we would have had the first Jewish president. Biden world is saying, you gotta be kidding me. How did you spend $1 billion and not win? What the F? Biden's folks say Kamala was destined to lose.
There is a real question I hope people start looking at about who people are listening to. In my view, there was an over-listening to and an over-lifting up of people who left Trump, not people who left the Democratic Party. The people who left the Democratic Party are the people who are going to win in the future. The people who left Trump.
Is that Pusaki? Oh man, Pusaki.
The never-Trumpers who have important voices and that is not the winning coalition.
Turns out closing with Liz Cheney was pretty stupid. Even Jon Stewart says the Harris campaign was stuck in the past.
Turns out that people knocking on other people's doors
Shut up.
get them to do what you want.
Who cares? Shut up.
As I believe.
Yeah, fuck me, I was wrong. No one cares.
Probably have known for many, many centuries.
After every fucking thing, no, dude. You said some of the most wild shit I've ever heard in my whole fucking life, dude. You have done the most egregious fucking shit to people. You're a fucking scumbag.
Us, me.
Yeah, fuck you. Exactly. Yeah, you were wrong about everything.
We'll continue to be wrong.
Moron.
Just lose to Trump. They lost the Senate, the House, Hispanic men, the Blue Wall, the Sun Belt, and millions of votes in the bluest cities. So there's no way Kamala recovers. Yeah. We're hearing she might run for governor of California and take Newsom's job when he runs for president. So who's going to lead the party out of the wilderness? The Obamas? Democrats say no thanks. Party insiders say it's time for fresh blood. But David Axelrod says before we have a power struggle, we've got to recognize we're out of touch.
You can't approach working people like missionaries and say, we're here to help you become more like us. There's an kind of unspoken disdain, intended disdain pants, suburban, college-educated party, and it lends itself to the kind of backlash that we've seen.
The Clinton syndicate thinks Democrats are just too extreme.
I'm not concerned right now what the right thinks about the Democratic Party. I'm concerned about what I think about the Democratic Party. I don't like to echo the congressmen, all three of them. I don't like the fact that a small portion of our party is pretty much dictating where we are. That they are pretty much, we are being branded as the most extreme of us. We need to take stock of why we are being held hostage to the far left. No one should be and wants to be kowtowing to the extremes of their own parties.
America's sick of the Democrats, and the country's moving right on immigration and energy. And if Democrats don't find a new approach and fast, they'll be out of power for years. That's what Newt Gingrich predicted here last night. So what are Democrats going to do? They're plotting another coup. The machine wants to force Justice Sotomayor in early retirement. She's 70 and has diabetes. And install Kamala Harris in the lame duck session.
Oh my God.
I, for one, think that's a great idea. And I would like nothing more than to cover this until Christmas. But before they try the woman of color coup court thing, the Washington Post says the second resistance starts right now. Newsom is calling an emergency session in California to Trump-proof the state. Whatever that means.
What the hell?
The New York Attorney General, Tish James, just declared the lawfare campaign is over.
Oh, shit.
She's prepared to fight back. And the governors of Massachusetts, New Jersey, and Illinois are prepared.
Oh!
Every tool in the toolbox has got to be used to protect our citizens, to protect our residents, and protect our states, and certainly
Get
to
wrecked,
hold the
asshole.
line on democracy and the rule of law.
As we respect the peaceful transition of power, that if there is any attack on the Garden State or on any of its communities from Washington, I will fight back with every fiber
What
of
is
my
he talking
being. To
about?
anyone who intends to come take
Oh my-
away the freedom.
Attack? If there's any attack on our state, Trump's gonna come attack the states. Ah.
Intends to come take away the freedom
Shut up.
and opportunity and dignity of Illinoisans.
Ready?
I would remind you that a happy warrior is still a warrior. You
What?
come for my people, you come through me.
Ah!
The second Trump
What the
resistance is
hell?
coming into focus. It'll be blue
What is
states
happening?
pushing with Trump to
What
raise
is
the
actually
Trump
happening?
2028 election. This is a competition to beat Trump's biggest nemesis. Who will be this year's Adam Schiff or James Comey? We're about to find out. So watch these figures jockey for position to get on a collision course with 47. Does this help the American people at all? No. But Democrats don't care, because so far they've learned nothing from Tuesday. Former Democrat presidential
They
candidate
never do.
Marianne Williamson is here. All right, Marianne, pretend I'm a therapist. I'm not going to bill you. Just sit down on the couch at prime time. Tell us what you're upset with, who you're upset with, and why.
Who I'm upset with is a small group of media elite, political elite, and donor elite who have felt that they have the right to strategize for the Democratic Party as opposed to giving the power to the people, the Democratic electorate. If the Democratic electorate had been exposed to their options in this campaign, if for the last year and a half we had had a robust conversation about what was possible, what we should be doing for the American people, what we should articulate as a true alternative to what Donald Trump was offering, what we should do for the American people over the next 4 years, universal health care, tuition-free college and tech school, so many things that we could have done to actually make life better for the 70% of Americans who are economically struggling, for the over 60% of Americans who are living paycheck to paycheck, then we would have won, I believe, or at least we would have given a fight that would have been something to behold. Instead, we had a few of the people who you've heard, that you've had on your show tonight, the same old, same old. It's the culture of the Democratic Party. You said that the American people have rejected the Democratic Party. I don't think the American people have rejected the policies that the Democratic Party has stood for. They rejected this elite, smug, arrogant culture, which acts like a suppressant on the voices of the party. They were more concerned with getting the approval of Liz Cheney than of our traditional Democratic base. some of the people who need the help the most and who have traditionally looked to the Democratic Party to help them. Millions of those people stayed home this time because experience has taught them that there's not much help coming from there. And that's why we lost this election, and that's why these people need to step aside.
You know, they did reject the snobbiness and the out-of-touchness. That's true. But they also rejected the governance. The last 4 years were bad. The spending.
Well, you think so? I don't think
they were bad. Everybody agrees they were bad. But Marianne, you know, we got Barack Obama.
No, it was best economy ever.
Okay, Jesse, I get that you think they were bad. So
okay, well, if they were good, then Kamala would have won.
Totally awesome. Everyone is totally agrees. Awesome.
Obama and Michelle, they're going to be in Hawaii over Thanksgiving. They're back in the mansion. They're going to be eating the turkey. Pass the gravy. They're not even affected by any of this. They came in, they pick winners and losers, and then they go back to Honolulu. Is there any accountability for any of these kingmakers, Nancy, Chuck, all these people that orchestrate all this stuff so the people can't decide? Is there any accountability there?
Well, unfortunately, I agree with what you just said about Barack Obama. The Democratic elite needs to face the facts. They have two choices here. They can either take the lid off the voices of the traditional base of the Democratic Party. Remember, we have a populist revolution going on in this country. It is populism versus the establishment. The Republican Party has made room for right-wing populists, but the Democratic Party hasn't wanted to make room for left-wing populists. So they have a choice here. You can either stay where you are and continue to lose, and you will continue to decline in relevancy and political power, or you can step aside. Let the left-wing populists who want to be having a vital conversation let us in, stop suppressing our campaigns, stop knocking us off ballots, and if you don't, those people, let me tell you what's going to happen. They're all going to go third party. They're all going to just figure what's the point of even trying in the Democratic Party anymore. What I'd love to see, Jesse, would be some contrition. What I would love to see is some acknowledgement that that they have to look in the mirror rather than blaming everyone else. And to be honest, I'd like to see some humility. If things happen, we're on a therapist couch right now, right?
Yes.
If that kind of humility and contrition and acknowledgement, how much these people messed up, if that's forthcoming, then the Democratic Party will have a chance. And that's what I hope will happen, because we're going to be back and we're going to get you in 2026 and we're going to get the House back in 2026, and we need to get started. And we're going to do that, Jesse. We're going to beat you.
All right, we'll see about that. I do agree that about 75% of the country agrees on most everything, but they just divide us, and that's the problem.
You can look at poll after poll, and actually the Republican as well as the Democratic majority wants universal health care. The majority of Republicans as well as Democrats want tuition-free college and tech school, and they want all this corporate control.
Well, I don't know if we can afford all of that, but we're going to make America healthy again, one way or the other.
That I hope.
Thank you very much, Marianne Williamson.
Thank you.
We learned two things about Kamala this election. She's good at raising money and she's good at blowing it. But money can't buy you elections, especially when you spend it like she did. She raked in more than $1 billion and is somehow now in debt. The Washington Examiner dug through her financial statements and gave us a good clue why. Kamala's campaign was getting whacked like a piñata, while DC leeches hoovered up all the cash. She spent over $50 million on payroll. Trump's campaign spent less than 10. Another $12 million went to consultants, and $20 million went to their little concerts with Lady Gaga, Perry, Christina Aguilera, John Bon Jovi. Remember him? They even had to cancel a performance by Alanis Morissette because they were running low on cash. Isn't that ironic? Campaign insiders are mad at the bosses for wasting donor money on concerts instead of ads about, the economy. They said they were spending to zero. I guess they overshot zero. Ads would have gone a lot further than the pricey celebrity endorsements. One campaign said people were concerned about their own financial issues, not Oprah telling them America won't exist. But it worked out nicely for Oprah. She got her friend Carter to pay her $1 million to interview her in September. $1 million. Now, if she thought she was saving democracy, she should have done it for free. Kamala scared donors by calling Trump a dictator, got $1 billion, and just gave it to her friends, and blew the rest on being a diva. Kamala went on a podcast. Remember?
Now that he's saying it like that, and the way that she just acts like she doesn't care. That's wild. So,
Call her daddy, but she didn't want to go to their studio in LA. So she made the host fly to DC and used campaign cash to build a fake set in a hotel room.
A lot of,
She spent more than $100,000 to build it. That set, see it? 2 chairs, a coffee table, and a bookshelf.
Holy shit. It is. It's just a wall, some picture frames, 2 chairs, a fucking little thing, a carpet. Dude, could I have $100,000 to build a little room like that? I could do that in like 8 hours.
That's 6 figures. Now, we looked at the set. We probably could have done it for around $6,000. That's without labor. But where'd the rest of the money go? We don't know. So she's still trying to soak folks for cash. 24 hours
We don't
after
know.
the election, on Wednesday, Democrats got a
Hmm.
text from the campaign.
Oh, you ever you ever had like a party and you're like, man, you know, everybody's like, yeah, we get some more drinks and shit. You send somebody to get the drinks, get like $100. So it's like, okay, cool, yeah, he's gonna get this and they're gonna get this. And then everybody gets their stuff and yeah, everyone's like, cool. And then someone realizes like, wait, where's the other? There's supposed to be like 2 of these. No, I only had 1. You know what? Where's the other one? Oh, I only got 1. Well, then how much was it? Well, I don't know. I got that. Okay, but then you got these. Where's the other? There should be like $40 left. What the fuck? Oh, I don't know. Where'd the money go? I don't know. Well, they got drunk, and your friends got drunk, and then those 2 guys had a beer. Where'd all that come from? How did those guys have cigarettes now? They went to the gas station and came back? And how do you have cigarettes? You didn't have any money. I don't know.
Urgent. We need help. Donate now. Help with what? You lost. If this is how she's going to spend her donors' dollars, imagine what she would have done with our taxes.
No, so, yeah, it's just like, that's pretty wild, dude. Yeah. That's fucked up. And she didn't, like, concede until the next morning. Like, all night, just sitting there, knowing. Just sitting there. Normally, you concede right away, like that night. She just sat there all fucking night and till like the next morning. Get out, get that money! Grift. The grift is real.
Clay Travis is the founder of
Allegedly! In Minecraft. See? Minecraft.
They're in debt, and they blew a lot of it on Katy Perry. What the hell happened?
Jesse, not only did they spend $1 billion and run out of money, they lost her for $1 million. Jesse, I would have shown up for $100K.
Man. No, I can't even. I don't even want to say. I was going to say I got to work for some Democrats. Well, I could. But, I mean, it's not illegal to be lazy at work, right? And do a bad job. Like, they hired me. They're like, well, $100,000. Fucking, I'll do this shit. They're like, what happened? I don't know, man. I fell asleep. Fuck. Please don't fire me. I'm getting pissed off. It was a lot of money. I know. I got you. I'm working on it. I just like sleeping. Well, what the heck? The deadline is tonight. Yeah, I emailed you and I I don't know. It's fuck. What happened? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I suck at my job. Well, we're gonna have to let you go. Okay, bye.
She could have pocketed the other 900K, given it to Doug Emhoff so he could, buy some more nannies to help him out during the off season. I don't know what he needed. But this is glorious. This is one of the best weeks. Clay, Oprah is worth what? $3 billion. $1 billion. And she asked Kamala for $1 million for the interview, and Kamala said yes. That's 100% right.
Dude, that's insane. This is like, what? Oprah was like, oh yeah, I'll do an interview. I'm gonna charge $1 million. $1 million to interview. What? This is some fuckery, dude. Everybody's making money. What the hell? Oh, dude. This is a scam.
The world was going to end in American democracy.
Why the fuck would Oprah need $1 million? And how does any human get paid a fucking $1 million to go talk to someone?
Would you go, hey, the difference between me being safe or not, I need the billion and 1 million on top of it?
Fucking
These
nuts.
people are such shameful lunatics. And let me just point this out. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and all the left-wing loons, they tried to say that Trump was Hitler. As soon as he won, Joe Biden invited him to the White House.
Yeah.
Do you have brunch with Hitler? was Churchill like, hey, Hitler, why don't you come over here? Let's smoke a couple of cigars. And they deserve to get their ass kicked. Hitler, how do you take your coffee?
Hey, Hitler, why don't you come over here and smoke a couple cigars with me, buddy?
Clay will stick his head in it for 100 G's. Clay, good to see you.
Yeah, this is me. This is me. Oh, this is nice. Oh, thank you.
Right back.
Yes.
It's been 3 days since Democrats.
Oh, so Hitler, what's new? You sure have killed a lot of fucking people. Oh, yes, I kill lots of people.
Maybe it's not so much
It's my thing
Democrats.
I do. It's what I do.
Policies or messaging or the
Oh, you liking that cigar, buddy?
There's an entire right-wing media ecosystem.
It's
Doesn't
good. It's
exist
good
on
cigar. I
the
like it.
does not
You
exist
like my
except for
mustache?
mainstream.
I like
People
it.
are getting their information in very different ways now.
Owning every newspaper and TV channel except Fox isn't good enough for them because no one's watching them anymore.
No.
All of us have to come to grips with legacy media. It's not as important as it thinks it is.
You think? Is it starting to fucking sink in, you dickhead? And what are you gonna do? You're gonna do the same thing you did before that killed it twice as hard, and we're gonna shit on you 4 times as hard and kill it faster and make it die with fire.
It is to you, it is to me. It's a relatively small group of people who rely on us for their information.
No, yeah. Relatively small. Yeah. There's a meme about it. They got like a
Is shattered into 20, 30 different pieces.
it's called NPC.
And so if you just look empirically at the numbers, Joe Rogan's more important than any of us. He just has a much bigger, hyper-connected audience.
Oh! Who is this guy? Jim Vandehey, Axios co-founder and CEO. Okay. This is why people are flat out proof. Right now, people are flat out wrong. Fox News is not just like all the others. And look at what this dude is saying. They have him on here.
Listens to his every word.
People listen to Rogan because he listens to people, and he's straight with them, and he can say whatever he wants. Unlike the legacy media, where everything's off limits. The media should talk about the issues, not ignore them to help Democrats.
Well, we were looking at all of the crazy things Donald Trump was saying on the campaign trail.
Did you know that with your VA home loan benefit, that the down
My home loan benefit? Mine? Really?
Crazy things Donald Trump was saying on the campaign trail, all of the frightening things Donald Trump was saying on the campaign trail, they were looking at their wallet. They were looking what groceries cost, what gas costs, what rent costs, and none of that really penetrated their conscience when they went to vote.
Nobody bought the hoaxes. The ratings dropped. Kamala skipped Rogan, then lost. And
Yep.
now they feel like idiots.
Yeah.
We got beat because the Republicans and the conservatives built a different media system that had to do with online, had to do with podcasts, had to do with streaming platforms.
We sure did, didn't we?
And they were spending their money there.
Oh, is that what we've been doing for the past fucking 8 years? I think we have.
We were making fun of Donald Trump for having thrown away his ground game and doing some weird stuff online. We thought that we were idiots. It turned out we were the idiots. We woke up and
Yeah, it's called fucking 12D. Fucking chess. What do you think? Fucking, you couldn't see Elon memeing and figure that shit out way before ahead of time, and then see Trump memeing and you still couldn't figure the shit out?
a body bag because while we were knocking on doors, they were making these phones into 24-hour-a-day political weapons for themselves.
Memes!
This wasn't just a this was
Well, no. No, because it's not weaponized. They're just memes. They're not weaponized memes. You motherfuckers made fucking fake shit, tried to say it's memes. It's not. It's like flat earth. Then you weaponized the fake shit. And then we simply made more dank memes about your stupidity. That's how it works. You are dumb, and then we say you're dumb. And then you do more dumb shit, and then we make fun of that dumb shit with memes. You fucking moron.
The liberal media. Shocker, no one wants to watch a show that backs the status quo. Turn on CNN, and they say you got to trust the government, corporations never lie, and oh yeah, Trump's assassin,
It's
he's a
like,
Republican.
it's the fucking, the crying bully. The crying bully. You know, it beats up all the kids and shit, and then when one kid stands up to him, they fucking cry. You know, everybody's mean to me. They're all picking on me.
Proves no one trusts them. Now they're saying they're going to play fair.
Yeah, huh?
Woodward talked with the bosses at the Washington Post. They say they're done fighting dirty.
They are committed to being very aggressive, to look at what Trump might be doing. But I think the motto is no cheap shots, that we have to be really steadfast in the reporting.
So every woman at the View, they're watching this, and their head is just cocking to the side, like twitching, like, what? It's like, don't be evil.
But
what do you mean?
Out some of the politicalization.
Don't be evil?
And stick to the facts.
Evil motherfuckers can't not be evil. They are evil. You can't choose not to be what you are.
They're sticking to that promise by Monday. But not everybody wants to change. They're still in deep denial, some of them.
No one watches cable news.
No, see, like this fucking bitch wants to fucking... This bitch wants to fucking do the things, the two things.
Why'd you take the booking then, Rachel?
She wants to do the things.
No, you know what I mean? Like,
The A word. She wants to do that one. And the ese hola wey vato, orale ese.
The overall population, Ari, I mean, we're talking about 10% of the population.
No, millions of people watch all types of news and then even more on YouTube. So when you say no one, I think you mean undecided, low information, swing voters. Many people don't, many people do.
You never insult the size of a man's ratings.
Don't say no one.
Especially to his face. But others realize they do have some performance issues, and it might be time to try something new.
What they have done in their online media ecosystem is build a radicalization engine. It's an elaborate multi-billion-dollar infrastructure, and there is nothing like it on the pro-democracy side. We don't have when a man is just lost and lonely and
There's no pro-democracy side. We just had a democratic election. That's what it is.
Yet radicalized. We don't have the equivalent of Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson to move that man in a feminist direction. By the way, we should educate men that it's actually really great to live with a strong woman who makes money. It's actually easier. Life is easier.
Wait,
Democrats used to we should educate men.
what is his hair? What is it? What? What is his hair?
That it's actually really
What?
great to live with a strong woman.
Why did he make his hair that way? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing? What? What are you doing? I'm gonna put this on my community. What are you doing? What is that? I don't know why. It's probably not that funny. It is though. Why is it like that? Why is his hair like that? So he took his bangs and he did like a pompadour, but a short one. Then behind it, like a pompadour where it's like Ace Ventura, you know? It's like real tall and curvy. And it goes straight up and then curves back. But it's a short one, which makes no sense because that's supposed to be like the dominating part of the haircut. Then behind it is another like bump that does the same thing, but it's a little taller. So it looks like he has like a hair, like a poof, like a loofah that you use in the bathtub. Like women use that puffy thing. Or it looks like a woman's scrunchie made of hair. I don't know how to say it. Then he has like a faux hawk, but the middle top of the head isn't a faux hawk. So why would you brush from the back top sides of your head forward like a faux hawk and blend it to these two bumps? What? Then he does it from the back by the ear forward, and it's like poofed puffy and then goes down. And he looks like a garden gnome.
Who makes money? It's actually
Look at this dude.
Life
Look at this
is
dude's
easier.
fucking head. What the fuck? I don't know. Take a picture of this guy, man.
Democrats used to have a guy like Joe Rogan on their side.
His name is
Money,
fucking. Who is this? What a weirdo, dude. What the fuck? What a weirdo.
Actually easier. Life is easier.
Democrats used to have a guy like Joe Rogan on their side. His name was Joe Rogan.
Roasted.
Democrats and CNN said he was killing people because he wasn't vaxxed. Trump said, sure, I'll talk to him. They hit it off and Rogan endorsed him. That's what happens when you reject everyone from your party who doesn't agree with you 100%. Elon Musk, Tulsi, RFK Jr., Rogan, all former Democrats now riding with Trump.
Crazy.
So go ahead, liberals, do a podcast. Talk for 3 hours and make it interesting. How are you going to do that if you're not allowed to defend anybody or get close to the truth? Kyle Forjar is the co-founder of Nelk Boys and host of the Full Send podcast. Kyle, how you feeling after Tuesday?
Good, man. Good to see you again, Jesse. I mean, just like you, like everyone, I mean, we knew Trump.
You know, with these channels too, this is freaking wild. They post all these biggest names, these channels. This is called Kole Dogal Yemek Terraflary. I think some of them are stolen. And they post these Fox News, like 37, 39 minutes, 41 minutes. And they slowly climbed to 641,000, 1 million views 4 hours ago. The Ingraham Angle, 36-minute video. 4 hours ago, 1 million views. They're capitalizing on it. They've fucking cracked the code. They are literally manipulating the algorithm. Just not. That's the wrong way to say it. People say that you can't manipulate it. You put out what you put out, and they're streamlining it so fucking precisely, and capitalizing on such a small niche, so specific. And it's just Jesse Waters primetime, 11/8/24, full show, full end show. Gutfeld, 11/8/24, full end show. Fox Breaking News, special report with Brett Baier, 11/8/24, full end show. 5 hours ago, 813,000 views. 3 hours ago, 641,000 views. This is fucking nuts. This channel has 256,000 subs. I don't know how many subscribers they're pulling off of this, but like within 12 hours, just the past 12 hours, they've gotten 665, 1,897,000, 817,000, 737,000, 813,000, 1,641,000, 184,000 2 hours ago, 42,000 an hour ago, and this one was just posted 49 minutes ago. It's at 4.1K, and they grow and grow. So just 12 hours ago, that's 0.5, 1.5, 2 million, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 5.2, 6, close, over 6 million views. Whoa. I think they literally just got hijacked too, or taken over or changed. They just got close to 7 million views in 12 hours. Less than posting some stuff overnight, like a video, try to get a few hundred views on it. If you're like, oh, a couple thousand, if you have a bigger channel, 10,000 if you're a really big channel, 100,000 if you're really, really big. 12 hours later, 7 million views. There's some fuckery. Yeah, it's some woman. I want to figure this one out, dude. Because I always see these and there's nothing you can do. Unless you become like some fucking, like you dedicate to it and start Reddit threads and like, I don't know, like, because this is fucking wild. Imagine having a channel and building it up for fucking years, and it's like your life. How does this is fucking nuts, man. I just found a rabbit hole. So their normal content, they were getting 300 views, 400, 1.6K 3 weeks ago. 600 views, 1.1K a month ago, 540 views, 1.3K on one. Like 407, 409, 371, 767, 13 days ago. Now listen to this. You like to watch some creepy movies, or we like to watch reality shows. The reality shows turn into cheesy bullshit, and the movies are actors. So real life, you have thrilling shit. Here's some creepy shit. 13 days ago, 767 views. 10 days ago, 411 views. 8 days ago, 916 views. I'm getting chills right now and goosebumps because then there was a gap of 6 days. The other videos were every day or every other day. 13 days, 10 days, 8 days, then a gap of 6 days. And then when it came back, instead of 700 views, 400, 900, there's just a video of the woman, 3 minutes and a half, or 3:48, 1.3 million views 2 days ago. What the fuck? I can bring this up on my stream right now. I'm going to investigate this. I'm going to make a live stream because then that'll be a digital note. It'll be an archive, a record of it. Like, somebody must know we were here. Like, we have to leave some kind of fucking record of our existence. So a few hundred views, 400, 700, 300, 400, 400. Then a bigger gap than normal, which is probably, if the channel was hijacked, that would be around that. Then, but that's not her last video. Oh man, dude, yeah. See, YouTube, okay, yep. YouTube will recommend some of your most recent stuff, right? So this woman, she's like some Asian woman, Thai or something, posting her videos, post a video, skips a day, post a video, skips a day, post a video, post a video, post a video. 700 views, 400 views. All of a sudden, she can't post videos 6 days. She did post one, then she posted 1 day ago, 1 day ago, 1 day ago. All in a row. She's working on a knitting project. So she's progressing in the project. She's showing it. And those fucking videos, it leads up to that. If you ever look on your list and you're like, oh, I'm doing real good, as you go down your list to older and older videos, they get lower and lower in numbers, you know. YouTube is showing more recent stuff. Even on huge channels, you can go to their very earliest videos and it might just be like a few views on it. So her normal video, she made another normal video. She's making 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. She's showing some food. A 4-minute video showing a flower thing. A 3.5 minute, a 3 minute, and a 3:40 doing her knitting. Then it's all Fox News. Faulkner focus, outnumbered, trumped, story with Martha, The Five, special report Brett Baier, Ingraham, Jesse Waters, Sean Hannity, Gutfeld, Fox News at Night. They're going through each and every single one systematically, all in the last day. The last 12 hours, this channel has been taken over or changed over. And they don't rebrand them. They don't change the descriptions. They don't change anything. So once the older one didn't get that much traction, the second oldest one did get a lot more traction. It went 665K, 1 million, then 898K, 817K. Then it kind of was slowing down a little, 741, then back up 817K, then 1 million on the Ingraham one, 668 on the Jesse Waters, 200K, Sean Hannity, then only 50K on the Gutfeld, but it's just an hour ago. And 4.2K on the Fox News at Night 52 minutes ago. And they will be uploading more and more and more. The channel has 2.1K videos. 256,000 subscribers now. 55 million views. Started in 2017, May 28th. So it's like it's like 7 years old, almost 8 years old. YouTube.com/C/capital K OLAYD capital D O GAL capital YEMEK capital TARIFLERI Kole Dogal Yemek Terry Fleury. And like that, this woman is grinding on her channel. Now it's suddenly political with no explanation, nothing. Still has a picture of her. She does food and stuff. Like how do we find out how to find her? So you see what I mean? So once those Fox News ones start getting uploaded, then it's like, well, what was the last one that was just now? And it's going to see her last 3 little knitting videos and the last one with her. It didn't pick up any ones after that. And you can see that distinction right there because it goes 916 views, 1.3 million. So a female gets a lot of clicks, first of all. An attractive female gets a shit ton more clicks, secondly. And showing a face in a thumbnail is another third huge thing. So they must have been putting that video in front of a crap ton of people and a crap ton of people who were clicking on all the other stuff and subscribing, and all these million people that watched that Fox News, it just pops up, and people probably don't even look to see, oh, I'm watching some Thai channel, or probably don't care. They're like, oh, that's weird. They probably might not notice. Don't matter. It's like, whatever. Oh, I'm watching it. It gets a view. 1 million people watched this. 899,000 people watched this. Then out of all those people, YouTube is like, well, fuck, I'm going to show like 400,000 of them this woman's thumbnail. So like 200,000 click on it. And they're like, oh shit, I'll show it to 100,000 more. Then the next day it's like, let's try that again. And fucking damn 50,000 people click on it because it's a woman, it's a face, and she's pretty attractive. It's just like a middle-aged Asian woman. And it's like, boom, 1.3 million views. This shit goes viral. That can happen real quick. A day or two. Happened right here, 2 days. She didn't get 1.3 million views uploading a 3-minute, 48-second video of her holding a flower when she was getting 916, 411, 767. All of a sudden, in a 6-day gap. And I'm wondering if anything else is missing there, but it doesn't seem like they do any kind of cleanup when they do this. They don't go back and backtrack. They don't try to cover anything. They don't try to change anything. They just push forward like a robot. And heavily reeks of AI automation. They could easily just be they purchase the channel credentials from a list on the deep, dark web. Fucking, they make the payment. If the scammer is honorable, they give them the data. Then they just fucking go and log in, change the password. Fucking, they go, and if they're smart, they change the second, 2-factor authentication and shit like that. And you back up, security bullshit. So they lock you out, and you wake up and you can't get back into your 250,000 subscriber channel ever again. Imagine fucking grinding for your channel for fucking years and years and years and getting that big. And it's weird because that's not really big enough to make a bunch of noise on YouTube. And they don't do this with channels that are like already established 1 million or more. Those channels can make noise and YouTube will call them on the phone, which is not something we can do as normal humans. We can never, like, if you listen to Charlie, you know, Moist, Critical, like having, you know, other people like that, Jeremy the Quartering, having direct communication with YouTube, and like, you know, Shapiro and Crowder. I mean, obviously, they're it's big business at that point, millionaire shit. If anything, teams of other teams are fucking calling teams on their side, and they have everyone's fucking private numbers. They send emails internally to fucking addresses that are not on the internet that we can't get. But this lady, so the very first thing I will do right now, if I wasn't looking at all this, talking about it this whole time, if I just found this within the first 10 seconds, I would, or after just looking around, I'll go on Social Blade. It's going to be a little tough to find her name, but so this is what you'll do. Like, I'm on YouTube app, so I can't copy and paste text. I can try to type that in, Koledo Gal Yemek Terifluri. Yeah, I can type that in. But it has it has different characters. I was going to say, I'll have to go to one of her videos, click share, copy the link, go to my browser on my device, put that in there, make sure it stays on Chrome and doesn't try to open the YouTube app. So once it opens Chrome, then you can copy the name in text, then open a new tab, go to Social Blade and paste it in there. So you can see then the fingerprint of what happened, though. You can see the views and see where it jumped and where there's gaps and where there's discrepancies and fucking, you know, there's still a fingerprint there of like what happened. Yeah, I guess what, I don't know if a lot of Asian people are using Twitter X, if it's that big a deal to them. Like, people who are creators like this, I don't know. I mean, I know Twitter is a really heavily American thing. It's in English, right? Or, I mean, you might be able to put it, yeah, no, you could put it all different languages, but I think default, it's like American, isn't it? American English? I don't know. Doesn't matter. You could see if they have, you know, it's not a famous person. That's what I mean. Like, you could check if they have Instagram or other stuff, Facebook, all the main shit. Look for them, that name. See if you can find them. There's no information. And these assholes are trying to get rid of the Wayback Machine? What the fuck, man? Trying to take everything away and lock down the internet and make it so that, like, you can't fucking know if they were breaking the law. That's why they want to do it, because they want to not have any evidence of their crimes. Why would you want to get rid of that, dude? Yeah, so you can hide your crimes. Fucking bullshit. Yeah, because what's his name, dude, who was on Steven Crowder, was talking about the indicators, and they can see in real time the volatile information getting deleted that is illegal for Google to be generating and manipulating and using, and that is not supposed to be possible. It's not even supposed to be possible. There it is. And they literally did things to make other things happen. Say, So whoever this is, always feels like some kind of fucking like a bandit's lair or something, where it's like everyone's criminals and there's police, but it's like they're criminals, the citizens are criminals, everyone's criminals. It's just a criminal camp, but within the criminals is like a hierarchy of fucking laws. So you're walking around and you're like, officer, I need help. Some bad people. But then you realize it's all bad people. You're like looking around like, wait, this whole thing is rotten. It's like YouTube. Who the fuck can I talk to? Nobody. Can't message this person. There's no fucking way to connect. There's no anything. We can't fucking, you don't have like instant messaging. You don't have any way to connect with people. Comments are hidden. Replies they don't tell you. You don't even know that someone is talking to you. You're talking to someone and they don't even know. There's no way for me to help this woman. Like through YouTube. And they won't help. They won't care. There's nothing. I can't tell them. A robot will talk to me and send some stupid bullshit automated paper. I don't need a paper. I got a paper. I got paper. I don't need your paper. I'm gonna print it out and look at it. And then what? Wipe my ass? The fuck am I gonna do with that? Fucking, I got toilet paper. Fucking weirdo. So I'm thinking. This happened so many times. One night it's like you start feeling like you're going crazy. Literally, you start fucking feel like you're going fucking crazy. If I had like, fuck off. If I had like Andrew Tate money, and I had a Bugatti, and I could, if I was like, I have a Bugatti and you don't, you should get a Bugatti, but you can't because you're poor. I'm at my fucking echelon. I'm at the top of my fucking game and you're not. If I had Andrew Tate echelon money, a Bugatti money, I'd fucking put my Bugatti up my asshole and go to Europe. Europe. I can go to Thailand. I think this is Thai. Why is it a man in the picture? Ah. That's what I kind of figured. So it's like some dude. He's like a super chef. And the banner is food. And then, wait, should I ever make any community posts? Ooh, 5 years ago. Hasn't made a community post in 5 years. But she used to make some bread. Yeni yemek, Tara Flerimd, Tavsi Yelerde, Bolun Biller Sinis. Comments. Cool, you can translate the comments. So, hey, that's cool. Master, can you make a dish of sour and juicy bulgur meatballs? Master, I want to give some advice. So, okay. Master chef, right? A master chef. So that's like they call them master for the title. Tandoor. Yeah, that's Thai, isn't it? So the person responded 3 years ago. Thank you very much, Brother Golden. Turkey has a different smell. I can't get used to it. I feel like masculine energy from that. That the taste and structure of the meat might be a little different. There might be a more preferable meat with your recipes. Thank you anyway. Thank you, brother. I've made turkey cutlets before. They have a different taste when cooked in the pressure cooker for a long time. Try this turkey cutlet recipe. I watched it, good sir. I will try. So if that's the guy, it's a picture of the guy. He's the master chef. He's the logo of the channel. He's responding to the comments. They're calling him sir. So then who's the woman? Woman knitting, the woman with the flower, woman hands rolling the dough, right? Yeah. Wait, that looks fake. It looks like fake hands. What the hell? She's wearing gloves or something? Clicking on it. Clearly a guy. Wait, I'm sorry, bro. If you have... Is it a guy's hands? Okay, that might be a guy's hands. Maybe I was just assuming. Okay, I see. Yeah, my mistake. It was a guy's hand. Yeah, I was wrong. He doesn't have like womanly hands or something. It looks real weird though. His hands look so weird. Is this real? Is it like... Why does his hands look like that? What the fuck? He's super white? It's like the hands have no fucking features. What the fuck? He's a soy boy. No. Making all that dough with the bread and... His hands turn into dough. Okay, this dude isn't Thai, right? This is something else. What is this? What the fuck is Kavati? Kavalti? Firin Borigi. Firin Borigi. Firin Borigi. Yeah, no, that's not Thai. Something else. Maybe like... Oh. So... It's like a food. Kole dogal yemek terry flare. I do copy link. And then, paste. Okay. Then, copy the name. And just do a Google search. I mean, not Google, Bing. Kole Dogal Yemek Terry Flair. It's showing a bunch of recipes. What does this mean, though? Yemek? I think Yemek is something. Translate. No shit. Okay. So it's not the person. Kole Dogal Yemek Teriflere. Kole. Maybe Dogal Dojal. Kole Dojal Yemek Teriflere.
Kolay doğal yemek tarifleri.
Yemek Doyal.
Kolay doğal yemek tarifleri.
Doal. Doal.
Kolay doğal yemek tarifleri.
Tarifleri.
Kolay doğal yemek tarifleri.
Kolay Doal Yemek Tarifleri. What the fuck? Turkish. I was thinking like it doesn't look like Bulgarian. It's Turkish. So, okay, we're learning, figuring it out. Chat. So, Kolay Dogal Yemek, or Kolay Doal Yemek Tarifleri means easy natural recipes in Turkish. Okay. I was going to say, well, maybe it's the girl and she just has the guy to look like the official channel, like branding. But they're talking to him. They're saying sir, they're saying master. And she doesn't have any chef hat. It shows, wait, so it only shows that woman. She's knitting in 3 videos. And it shows her. And those are the ones 1 million, 2.4 million, 1.4 million, 1.3 million in the last 2 days. The other food ones, that's his hands. Is this going to be him? It's going to be the guy. I bet you it's going to be the guy talking in Turkish. Then who's she? The woman is there after. Whoa. Whoa. The woman is there after the 6-day gap. And when it blew up to 1.3 million, his video had 924. So revising what it looked like before, thinking her channel, her name is like this Kole something. No, that means easy natural recipes. This woman pops up out of nowhere. I don't know who the fuck she is. Before this, though, it was this guy, and he's a master chef. So who's this woman? Because now he's gone, then 6 days happens. Now this woman is there, 1.3 million views, 1.4, 2.4, 1 million. Then the Fox News stuff. So who's this woman? Hold the fuck on. You see with the woman? See, I'm thinking it will draw people in. It will lure people, and it will also appeal to the algorithm in that, like, foreign market. Because on this woman showing something, she's knitting. So that 6 days happens. Then instead of going straight to the Fox News, they put this woman. So it's like a buffer. It doesn't go directly from the guy to the news. You see? It goes from the guy to just some woman, and then it blends over into that. Then it blends in from the woman to the Fox News. Guess what kind of comments are on this woman? Trump. I won't breathe until 4.6K comments. Guess how many comments are on his last video on here? 15. From 15 comments 8 days ago, 6 day gap, nothing, missing time. A whole new person pops up, knitting, a woman. From 924 views, the guy cooking the master chef, sir, 1.3 million. His video goes from 15 comments. 6 days later, missing time, Illuminati, alien abduction, 4.6 thousand comments. Nothing to do with her, Trump. And the person, whoever is running the channel, do you like Trump? Like and follow. Telegram for update latest news Trump. Oh my God. Telegram, the scam thing that people use. And then there's the HTTPS. Yeah, Oh, motherfucker. You're found out now. She must be drunk. Yeah, she must be drunk. It's not her, dude. That's some scammer posting that. Why is this message pinned? Not important. Yeah, people are watching like Master Chef, and now what audience is watching this woman knit? And then someone else, what? Yeah, and then it just literally blends into comments are paused. Oh my God, it is literal scam shit. So, without concrete, solid evidence and proof in my hand, tangible, beside that, I have just proved beyond a shadow of a doubt using deductive logic and reasoning that this channel has been hijacked and taken over, and some scam shit is happening on here, and it's some kind of fucking network of people that do this, and this is new. It's a brand new one. I just found it, and I don't know who would be talking about this. If anyone is even talking about it, I don't think they are. And this kind of shit is just swept under the rug, that we are bombarded with so much information on a daily basis, and shit and scams and bullshit anyway. It just is in a sea of shit. Meanwhile, where's Master Chef? Where's Homie? Who is bro laying in his boxers crying, drinking, my life, I want to die. What the fuck? His whole life is over. He's like walking the streets like He can't take it. He's like, he doesn't know what to do. He's like, I'm losing my mind. I can't believe this happened. Or is he like calling attorneys or like, I don't know. It could be anything. He could just be like, fuck, that sucks. Oh well, I don't care. And then I dedicate 10 years of my life and then I find him and he's like, what? Huh? YouTube? What's, oh yeah, I used to be on there. Or it's like Elon Musk's like ultimate secrets. And like that was the guy that was holding it. And then I track him down and saved the day in his channel. Then I win the internet and Elon Musk gives me Twitter. So yeah, it just transitions to Trump comments. So the strategy, what we're looking at here is called, I don't know, but what it is, what you do, you move in by, like, I guess, brute force. You take a room in the building and then you take the whole building and then like a block away, you put a bunch of bullshit. And then when people are walking from the normal part of the street and all of a sudden they'll see that one building they know, well, they'll notice if it's all fucked up. So you put a bunch of weird shit before that. So it transitions from the normal to the weird shit. And then they're all like, oh, what the fuck? So maybe some of them are like, this is crazy. But now 10,000 people are coming behind them, going right past the transition. Now the normal default is the weird shit. Any stragglers coming up from behind or any naysayers like me are drowned out by the deluge, the monsoon going pushing forward, all that wave. Now when we get to this part, the next transition to the next thing, we don't know what to be expecting over there. And then if I'm coming from the normal thing, I was so distracted by the bullshit and enveloped by this storm, I forgot that it used to be dry. There used to be no rain between A to B to C. We used to always walk this path. There used to be no river here. Remember, guys? And they're like, yeah, you're right. But we've been walking through the river so long, we forgot what it was like to be dry. You see? That's how they get you. And then you go forward. Now all of a sudden, oh, we're going from the river to the land. Okay, well, we're making this transition that makes sense. Well, for other people traveling, they're like, I don't know. I'm dry, now I'm wet, now I'm dry, and now I'm here. I came from over there because I love Trump. And there's 1,000 people, and then 2,000, 3,000, 6,000 people. Versus this guy used to be getting 15 comments. Like, I'll get a comment or two every once in a while. To get 15 comments on something current is a lot. That's a decent, you have an audience. He has people referring to him as master, like Master Chef, keeping up with him, tuning in. He's engaging back and forth, saying thank you. They're giving him suggestions. He's incorporating it in his content, you know. It's like an organic fucking community. And then 5 or 6 of his people are like, what? This is weird. Who are all these MAGA people? This is uncommon and irrelevant. Why are they pinning this Telegram message to the top? Who do I love Trump? I'm here for cooking. Then what you will see if we watch, and I'm gonna watch this channel in the next few days, week, 2 weeks, I'm wondering how much they can't afford to invest time and manpower or energy or even robots to clean up. like I said, it's not about cleanup or hiding it. It's about overwhelming and just whatever. We'll take whatever fucking backlash and it'll just go away in the end. Like, they probably know that this guy's audience, even if they all made as much noise as they possibly could, it still wouldn't even make a dent. But if there's anything maybe they might see, I really don't think they're going to go and look through it. Hundreds and thousands. There's no way. So it's going to be unmonitored. And these people's comments are just going to get lost in all the shit. But what you'll see is what I've seen before. Same pattern. People start to point out what the fuck is going on. Where's the channel? Whatever. But nobody addresses it directly. They're always vague. And yeah, actually, on some of the smaller ones, the older ones that I've seen, there were hidden comments. So these comments are paused right now with the woman. But like, it'll say 94 comments. And then you click and there's only 81 comments there. Or it'll say 7 comments and you look and there's only 2. It'll be like 1 and a reply. And you're like, what the fuck? Well, the system has automatically hidden them, either spam ones, but when it's real high, that means the creator is stepping in, because they're fucking, shutting down haters and fucking auditing the shit to make them look better. Like if they have a product and someone is like, dude, this thing's a piece of shit, it falls apart, they delete it. And then that's how they'll get, all these good reviews, and nobody's saying anything bad. Nobody is saying anything bad about this product that everybody knows is junk. Okay, no. And then you look and it's like 312 comments. Well, they can't edit on the video where it says how many comments have been left. That doesn't change once it's been left. It adds it to that number. So you could hide 300 comments and it'll say 300 comments, and then you click the thing and it says no comments. So someone just says, I like you, sunglasses, smiley. And it's a guy, trying to rizz up some fucking random fucking Asian halfway across the world on an account that was stolen, scammed from some other guy. This is how much of a ridiculous person you are, dude. I like you. So comments are paused. What's the next one? Comments. Comments are paused. They're systematically doing it. They allow it. Damn, dude. They allow it for the engagement. And then when it breaks the numbers, Jesus, 1.4 million, you're good, dude. You're golden. Once they breach like probably 500K, they're probably looking at it like that. Like the 200 to 300 are probably like fails. And like probably the 5, they'll add up together to make a 500, and then like once you do that twice, you'll get 1,000,001. But they're probably looking more at like the 500,000s, and then they're like, that's good. We don't need any more comments. They'll let the algorithm taper off and the growth fade out, and then they'll get that money from that. Like you can get about like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 from 1 million views. They've just made they've probably made anywhere between like 20,000 and like 50 or 60,000. No, wait, they had 7 million. So jeez, man. It depends how they set up the thing, but yeah, maybe they made like 30 grand in the last day. Or what was it, 2 days? 2 days, I think. That, man, I'll be right back in 1 second. Now this is, I'm gonna put something on. Take a break from that for a second because 1 hour ago, you can't refresh their thing. Let's see. Because they will be posting systematically every hour. So how, I don't understand though, because how would they make the money from it? Like, I don't get it. I mean, they're all, you're gonna get copyright with, I don't understand. Oh, well, yeah, they might not be using YouTube to make money. They might just be using it as a portal to get people to go to that Telegram thing. But that's where the real, this is just like a gateway to get people to go in the door. I wonder what that Telegram thing, they're gonna have it in every single one. Yep. Do you like Trump? Like and follow Telegram for update latest news Trump. Wonder if I just put like YouTube, Telegram, YouTube Telegram bot downloader. How about space? How about space C? No, space S? Subscribe. C? Nothing. YouTube Telegram SC, and then it goes blank. YouTube You've got to goddamn be kidding me. If I type scam, the whole word. Gee, wonder if anything about Telegram scam YouTube could possibly come up. Huh. Let's see. Is YouTube hiding in their search results the fact that YouTube Telegram scams exist? I don't know. Let me see. Oh, Telegram scammers. Oh, weird. Telegram scammer. Weird. Huh. The Telegram method. Money. You fuckers, man. Prepaid. How to stop Telegram scams on your YouTube channel. See, no, this is the weird thing then, because this is a rabbit hole by itself. Because I'm not talking about the Telegram scammers that just come on random videos. I'm talking about YouTube channels getting hijacked. I heard that name, Punch Made Dev. I think I've watched that already. I don't remember. Telegram paid task scam exposed. Telegram scammers. Why are they targeting you? How about YouTube channels hijacked? How about that? My YouTube channel got hacked. I got the RP. This is how they hacked YouTube channels. I am Lucid 2 years ago.
Spin your passion into a business.
No.
Never pay for one.
No.
This video is brought to you by Private Internet Access.
A hacker had compromised my Google account. An email from a AAA studio wanting me to play their upcoming game.
I received an email from a company about a sponsorship with their art app.
It all started with a fake sponsorship. Yeah, I feel ashamed to say it, but I fell for it.
Antivirus checks through. Virus total.
So started with a fake sponsorship. Yeah, that won't help because we can't contact this potential victim.
Has no idea. But when you press run, you're giving up access to your YouTube channel. So I asked somebody in my Discord server that knows how to reverse engineer malware, and this is what we found. In order to reverse engineer the malware and find out exactly where these attacks are coming from, I had to get a sample of the malware myself. So I reached out to a YouTuber named Max, and he sent me 3 suspicious emails that he got, and one of them actually stole his channel. And the emails, they look so legitimate, way better than they've ever done before. This is indistinguishable from a legitimate company sending you an email for a sponsorship. Hello. Thank you for your interest in working with us. I suggest we discuss the cost of our services right away. We can offer you $1,100 for one pre-roll. If you're not satisfied, we can inform us about it, come to an agreement.
Oh, he's just talking about like specific attack vector. It's not interesting how they specifically broke into your house. Like, well, they picked the lock by doing this specific thing. It's like, we're interested in more, who are the fucking people that break into houses? What do we do? Who are these motherfuckers? What are like any options? Are there any options? Hacked. YouTubers getting hacked. These 7 lessons could save your channel. Yeah, don't get dummies. YouTubers keep getting hacked. 3 tips to secure your account. How YouTubers are getting hacked. Like, hacked YouTube channel epidemic. Don't fall for this. It's all the same bullshit. Attack vector.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Good friend of the
It's just fucking people are gonna trick you into giving over your credentials. That's all this is gonna be.
channel, Retro Rick, just had his channel hacked by crypto scammers. And this is like plaguing YouTube right now with this one crypto scammer that seems to be taking over very large channels with a very simple trick. It happened to Game Explain. It also happened to Linus Tech Tips, Ursha Gaming a few years ago, Miss Bubbles.
Yeah, see, they trick you and get your credentials.
Recently, there's just been so many YouTube channels affected by this nonsense. And I wanted to cover this to, one, bring attention to it and get Retro Rick his channel back, and two, to let you guys know how to avoid this from happening to you, whether you have a YouTube channel or not. It's something that these crypto scammers...
So I already know what they do. They fucking, they create like a either clone email server or fucking fake website, and they make a fake fucking email or like a fake email address, and it looks like it's actually coming from somewhere, and they offer either like some sponsorship or some kind of bullshit like that, so you think you're talking to like the legit company, and they can either like send you a link to click on, which installs a fucking a malware, and it steals your fucking certificates. It does a lot more. You can go like more specific, but either does that or they straight up just, there's another way. Let's see what he says.
do to take hold of your Google account, and you need to be prepared by any...
It's like just like a link, a clickable link they can do.
necessary. Retro Rick is one of my favorite retro-themed gaming channels out there. He owns this massive game store in Arkansas that is honestly a bucket list thing for me. I really do want to go to this. This is a guy who I've known since basically I started YouTube. I met him last year at Game On Expo in Phoenix, and he is genuinely not just down to earth and normal, but an all-around good dude. He's the kind of guy that I'm like, I just wish everyone could...
I don't care.
Through to the audience listening on the other end. Another one of the people that came to that was Jake Ray.
Oh my God, I don't care.
Community. And
Dude, talk about the thing.
Link to a supposed second PDF containing the contract offer itself, the thing I would actually sign. This is where I really screwed up. I completely, without thinking, downloaded that link, tried opening it
See, he fucking got a link and clicked it.
up, and sure enough, it wasn't a PDF. In fact, it didn't seem to do anything at all.
Yeah, it didn't seem to do anything at all because it was a fucking malware, like I said.
And that immediately set off alarm bells. I'm like, what have I just done? Especially because I realized
What have you just done is you gave credentials.
as I was opening it, that icon did not look like a typical PDF icon. It actually ended up being a screensaver wrapper for an executable, allowing them to steal my online token session that
Your credentials.
I mentioned before. So from this one mistake, they had immediate access to my online session. Again, it was my Google and YouTube accounts.
Yep.
so as Game explained,
So your whole everything, you're fucked. Gone, done. Google, anything. Emails, everything. All your shit on your phone, everything logged in. You're unlogged in.
this crypto scammer basically uses I'm an advertiser and I want to advertise on your channel, and they look legitimate. They pretend to be a larger advertising firm or company, and they send you a PDF to review the terms of service, which is fairly typical.
That's fucking nuts. I'm an advertiser. I want to advertise. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, so here's a total normal document. Oh, okay. Wonder what it is.